Hello everyone and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. So today we have a Skyward Sword Randomizer co-op tournament bracket stage race between the German Bingolords and M&M. So on commentary we will have Red Spinel and Senra, and on tracking we will have Harmjan, Pikasroth and myself. So thanks everyone and have a good race.
Hello.
Hello.
This is the race.
It's the race. It's the race. What is Lepe's file name?
Edge.
Yeah, no, this is the race for anyone who somehow hasn't heard yet. If Eminem win this race, then they qualify for bracket stage for the semifinals. If German Bingolords win this race, there is a 2 to 3 way tie. I can't remember. 2 or 3 way tie for the 4th spot in the bracket stage. So we'll have to either have a tiebreaker or figure out how we're handling that.
Yeah.
But in Eminem, they'd never raced before this tournament, and they're kind of destroying. They're kind of wrecking face. They're kind of taking names, and there's a reason I bet 14.5 thousand points on them.
Yeah, this is... They came in fast. And they truly wiped the people.
I don't think they're anyone's favorites to win the tournament, per se, but
They are fan favorites,
surprising.
but not race favorites.
Yeah, they're definitely surprising everyone with the fact that, they just showed up and beat a lot of established teams, so... yeah, they started late, Harm. They started 2.5 minutes late, about.
Yeah, there were some technical difficulties on one runner's side.
What's Mel's name? What's Mel's file name?
Hochent? I don't know.
They're British or American, so it's Hochente.
I like my German version better. Even though it doesn't make any sense in German either.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Meanwhile, Floha has basically found us and Lepe Edge.
So there are a couple teams watching, or maybe just one team watching, that want the German Bingolords to win because that's their final chance to get into the bracket stage.
Yeah.
I think it is just the founders, because the other team that would be in the tiebreak, both the other teams in the tiebreaker would be in here. He tried to translate goose, and I think that's the result when you type in Big Duck. So his file name is Big Duck in German. I love it.
Oh boy. Like we don't have an actual word for goose.
Well, I don't know. I don't speak German. Big Duck.
It's Gans.
Ah. Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no file name for Mr. Mario. They were running a little late.
Sad.
They'll just be Link. Ooh, there's some points coming in for Bingolords. Not important to the race that is starting right now. Here we go. But I want to see who bet. That.
What do you think for dungeon?
Because you told me to. Bet 10,000 rupees on the German Bingolords. That's great. Dungeons, I'm gonna say Skyview, Sister, and Earth Temple. Give us something speedy. Give us something chaotic.
LMF Central Fire Sanctuary. Ham understands me. I want this to go down long. And it starts with Pharaoh's Courage. That's an interesting one.
Oh my god, it's Fungens!
Then LMF, Sanctuary, and oh boy,
It's the Fungens, the 3 longest dungeons in the game for our runners here, the exact opposite of what I predicted.
yes, this is it. And crystals.
Crystals already? No non-progress items found yet? What a seed. Fungens and just things right off the start. Lepe lagged, so we didn't get to see what was on Practice Sword. That's awesome.
I can see it in Melrose. It's a hard piece.
I can't wait for Lepe to find Go mode and we just won't see it.
So we have 10 starting crystals, Pharaoh's Courage, and functions. This is so fun.
This is a seed where I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody go to Petro very early. It's co-op, so if it's not a bad idea to send someone over there, it's right there. You have 10 crystals, 2 checks. Um, 5 more gratitude crystals, another 5.
Unstead you? Melrose opting to do a bit save file.
Yes, for those unfamiliar, this Bitmagic file that Melrose is making right now is useful for a few glitches that they might be doing later in the run. Specifically Tantalus skip, if we see it.
Yeah.
There's Sea Chart, so we won't be having Sandsea skip today. That is very easily accessible for both of our teams.
And very thankful for both teams because Sandsea skip is long and threatening. Slingshot in Waterfall Cave.
This is the opposite of the 2 seeds that were played on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because both seeds that were played on Saturday had a projectile
one song of the
bottleneck
hero part.
and potential song Spirit of the Sword crystals. Spirit of the Sword being this game's way of the hero, an item you will supposedly need, assuming that you aren't glitching past the requirement.
Hintstone, Mist of Desert, Red Rupee, and Fire Note.
Ooh, Heat-a-Locked Sword!
Nice.
That's, you love to see it. Heedle is probably the most useless item in Rando right now, but...
Well, it's not the most fun item, let's say it like that.
Yes.
But I find the early projectile kind of interesting.
Yeah, unlike the seeds on Saturday, our runners are going to have the option to check Beetle super early, but they don't have any money, so...
I mean, getting money is not that hard. Just long.
Yeah, and in a race, you don't want to be farming rupees, you don't want to be playing clean cut. Beatrice's dad is, takes quite a while to pay out. I don't actually know his name, he's just Beatrice's dad to me. And, like I said, Melrose going to Betro very early here. Your partner can go do Farron, Mr. Mario doing exactly that, while Melrose checks the 2 things on Betro.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, to be honest.
The one thing I would say, though, is that I don't think they've checked all of the Sky Hint stones. So,
Chunkhint and Tantalus is even dead.
Tantalus hinted dead. I hope we see Tantalus skip from all 4 of these runners. And the whip. The whip on Betro. And a blue rupee. Exciting.
Honestly, this screams like
Ooh,
first dungeon
spiral
essential.
charge and a song on Beetle. That song
LMF and
is
Sansi are dead. You love to
LMF
see it. And Lake Floria
Ooh.
is hot.
LMF and Sansi are dead.
You love to see it.
You love to see it. Alright, well, we saw Din's power and Spiral Charge on Beetle. Spiral Charge being the 300 rupee item, not the most convenient thing to get.
And a bottle in Lumpy.
Ooh, really?
You get soup. You can't escape the soup in this one.
You can't escape the soup. Oh.
Well, there is a small way you can escape it with talking to him first and then grabbing the bottle, but no one does that.
Yeah, because the bottle's a stamina refill. Free soup. Free soup for all 4 of our runners.
Yep. Lepe even can check Oriel and Paro. Yes, this is a free Paul seed.
Neither of Eminem have checked the Sky Hint Stones. So it is a little exciting to see Mr. Mario and Melrose already doing surface regions, but there's a pretty okay chance that whatever Lepe finds here is probably decently important.
Yeah, especially when it looks like right now that we will see early Sandship. Because LMF most likely will be one of the last dungeons.
Did Lepe already check that hint stone?
Yes.
Okay. Has he checked the Bamboo Island one then?
I don't remember.
Because I feel like his routing got kind of screwed up by the bottle being where it was. But he's very quickly going and saving.
Melrose is
Oriel
going for it
and
at least.
Okay, so we can see if we've seen it yet. I think we have.
Miss of the yeah.
Yeah,
It was this one. But
All
no,
right. Floha in Farron now. Good bit behind Mr. Mario, but there's a little bit of information that Lepilog and Floha have. Luckily for Mr. Mario and Melrose, it's nothing crucial to Farron. They're not missing out on Farron Woods Baron or something. But they will be going and getting those at some point.
A key piece. And claw shots. Yep, I think it's basically confirmed at this point. First dungeon will be Sandship.
Okay, but what about Bellowsless LMF? I can dream.
One day.
One day. Lepilog finding claw shots a
Beetle
good bit ahead.
and Trigger and Elden was, I think, dead.
Did that say bow or was that dead? Did anyone read that hint better than me?
Yeah, the bitrate for us is not that far.
Because if that said that Ruby Tablet can be found in Abominable Rock and Farron, we missed those. So we know where Ruby Tablet is, but it's bomb locked, and neither team has found bombs yet. Melrose getting stooled. They sat down at the stool instead of talking to the man. You hate to see it. I feel like I should have been paying attention to Mr. Mario and Floria because of the Floria sauce. I didn't see what he got.
It was, I think, a treasure. Bow on Elden Trial.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Okay, this is
but Ruby Tablet is bomb locked, so we're gonna be seeing bombs before Bow, which means we're going to be seeing bombs before Sandship. Oh, the music on the Kikwi. Glorious.
Yeah.
Machi's grand appearance into the game.
Ruby upgrade. Thank you, Pika. And we will get another hintstone.
Honestly, the wallet, not a bad find. Given that we know that we're probably going to be spending more than 300 rupees at Beetle.
Honestly, worst case right now is Bombek is Spiral Charge locked. Ancient Way is dead, and Sword on Magma Turf.
Turf. I didn't see where in Turf, but there was a sword on Turf. Oh, Mr. Mario having some calibration issues.
You love to see
Sensor
it.
bar not being their friend today.
Lepe is joining Flo in Floria, probably to get the
claw shot lock stuff.
yeah, the Deep Woods and Big Tree.
Really big tree is the only thing that claw shots gives this team access to right now. There are no dungeons to do here in Farron, so there's Deep Woods, but the thing about Great Tree in co-op settings is cubes are on, so Great Tree doesn't just have one check, it has 3.
Yeah. Melrose
Scale is logically required anyways, Alka. Scale is hard required because there was no item there. It's what you love to see. You know, there's Sots Floria, but of course the item isn't the one you can get without Scale. Melrose, M&M getting their claws now.
Yep.
Oh, you can RBM the statue. Right, there is another one you can get. I forgot about that.
Honestly, I don't think Flo didn't hit the statue for RBM reasons. It's Flo we are talking about.
Oh, yeah, no. The RBMing the statue in Floria is something I would do, and probably no one else.
Lepe probably too, just because he can show off.
No, that's a Jazznick's play or a raid play. That's a really that's doing an RBM for one check. And 2 sky loading zones. Magma Turf Sandslide chest, so that's one of the 2 mitts locked things in Turf.
So we have a Beetle lock sword and a mid lock sword. This seed is getting better and better.
Yeah, I like this seed. This is a good seed.
Flo is in Deep Woods doing cube warp. Yes, Danish Cat, this is a randomizer.
Bloha getting cube warp pretty handily there. Not bad at all.
I
should be seeing
kind of
another
forgot we
hit
have
here.
Slingshot, not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it was some pretty nice cubes.
And
there.
another Song of the Hero part in Deep Woods.
So that's 2 Song of the Hero pieces now. This early in Logic. That's always terrifying to see as a runner.
Central Skyloft. And on top of Sandy Retreat has a gold rupee.
Okay.
I'm not one that in the Baron region that
Oh.
on top of Sandy Retreat is Baron.
I mean, Baron hints are already cringe enough in these settings. Given that you still have to go get cubes in that area. Melrose doing clean cut for money. I feel like Melrose has claws. There are 3 cubes and a check in Farron locked by claws.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with 4 checks in logic, you shouldn't be banking so hard on Emerald Tablet. Or, 44. 44
Yeah.
cuts, I missed that.
Mr. Mario got once in a race a 47. Those
Supposedly,
two...
if you get too many, it overflows and goes back to 0.
Mr. Mario going for early Thunderhead.
Yes, yes, yes! And you love to see it. You love to see RBMs for almost no reason.
I mean, I can kind of understand, but we are having so many songs in the early game. You would think Ballad is at some point on it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that there's still so much to check, I think that it's not the most, like, big brain thing to do, but at the same time, Melrose should be going to... Well, should. They're not going to be going for a while because of rupee farming, but... Melrose should be going to Farron at some point to get those extra 4 checks. So Mr. Mario doing something else in the meantime would be nice, but Mr. Mario's going to be done with Thunderhead before Melrose even has Spiral Charge. So, yeah, I'd go get Claws and finish clearing Farron instead. That Boko's on something. That Boko was standing on the log that Lepe rolled down.
I know you need that log for an RBM, but don't ask me which one.
I think it's just so that he can re-access Floria later.
Ah.
I can't imagine any time you'd need to push that log down for an RBM that isn't like a vanilla speedrun RBM.
Is this maybe the flag? A flag needed for...
You guys are gonna make me open the scene flag sheet in the middle of a race. I also want to. I also want to know which scene flag is the statue in Floria. We aren't going to see it. We aren't going to see them RBM the Floria statue. It's not happening. But
nah. Beetle and Trigate and Elden Volcano.
Lepe checked Zelda's closet. I don't remember what was there, but
it was an extra rupee wallet.
Oh,
Right.
Right.
I think Lepe talked about it. Yeah, Lepe talked about it recently because we wondered because he said to do it out of fun once for the cube. Oh boy. Lepe just knows too many RBMs.
Did Lepe get the cube in Floria Waterfall?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. In co-op, you wouldn't hate to see it, honestly, because you do that RBM, and then you get an extra cube and a check, and you're only leaving one thing in Floria. You're getting both cubes, you're getting 2 of the 3 checks, and it sots. So, I could see it, and we both know that Lepe knows that trick, so...
By the way, I don't want to say that slingshot check is a long check, but Lepe was able to check all the cubes, well, to strike all the cubes, go to Lake Flora, get the cube there, and leave Farron. While floated slingshot.
Flo also did Deep Woods, though, and grabbed the cubes there. So, routing Deep Woods in pretty well. And we should be seeing some of these goddess chests now from the German Bingolords and M&M, but none of the Great Tree ones on M&M's side. So we'll see if that bites them right now.
Cave's key on Beetle 102.
Interesting. So yeah, we're definitely gonna need a lot of money this seed.
Just a tad. We need a
Melrose,
lot in 54 Din's power.
Melrose did all that rupee farming, and they didn't get access to anything. They got Cave's Key, which is something they're gonna need, and they full cleared Beetle's shop, so they know what everything is, but they didn't buy Spiral Charge. They bought Din's Power, but they can't use it yet. So, yeah, Din's Power on Beetle 50 was... I said that up. Ooh, Scale from Lepe!
Nice.
Scale, and that, I know that, that's the... That cube is the one on West Great Tree by Exit.
Oh.
So, that is
the claw shots
cube.
is certainly the such item. Like,
And because the runners have Slingshot, Lake Floria is in Logic. So that's huge, and that's something that the guy who bet 10,000 points on German Bingolords loves to see.
I just put 10 on M&M. And top on chat chest.
Oh. So, I mean, the cubes in Farron that are locked behind claws are huge. And I said it before, Melrose doing rupee farming instead of that. That's 4 checks compared to 4. And Lepe got his 4 checks way faster.
At this point, in Lake Floria. Oh, please. Oh, please. Well, yes, Riley. Beetle is searched for at least for Din's power.
And Cave's Key.
And Cave's Key.
And potentially Spiral Charge.
Lepe
Yeah,
also
that's what I was saying, Elka, is like we knew that Din's power was there. Cave's Key is a great find, but they it doesn't do anything for them yet, and they didn't buy Spiral Charge, so Lepe doing Collins.
Yep.
You kind of want to see the Floria Rush play, but at the same time, don't do it, Lepe. Don't do this to us. Yes, Din's power is considered SOTS because in a seed without glitches or tricks or anything, you wouldn't be able to beat the game without Din's power. And I think all of our runners are going to get Din's power because it's right there. We know where Ruby Tablet is, Alka. It's in one of the bombable rocks in Farron.
Well, Sandship could have bomb back. We don't need bomb back for reaching Sandship at this point.
Yeah, but Bo is
Yeah.
Bo is in Elden. Ooh, but you know what? Do you know what dystopian future I want to see is Bombag on combination lock.
I mean, it is possible. I think this is logically possible.
Bombag on combination lock would ruin this seed. It would make this into the most nightmare seed.
And I'm all here for it.
But, the chances of that happening are so incredibly low. So.
Did Mr. Mario get a hintstone?
Perhaps. But if they did, nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, if a runner gets a hintstone and comms don't see it, does it matter?
I help you pay for them, Alka. Oh,
Okay,
fine,
you did get
Pika.
that, so.
We are unable to most of the time too. But doesn't seem to be much new things.
Ooh. I don't know if Melrose fell on purpose there, or just because they just didn't know that you can just claw back up, or... fell on accident. Floha going to be checking Betroth 30. Lepe checking Ballad before Floria. You know, you can
It's
say
a good
that...
play.
Yeah, you can say that, you know, Floria's Sots, just go to Floria, but if you start orphaning checks, then, you know, there's always that chance you're going to regret it later. And just Silver Rupee!
Yeah,
I didn't mention it! That's the first big rupee that we've seen this entire
Yeah.
scene.
Otherwise it was only like 20 bucks or something. Yeah, it could have your mates.
Floha, on the other hand, getting mugged by Petro.
Had Patrol anything good so far?
Yeah,
Oh, right, I forgot.
What? You can hit that cube from across the rope? You don't have to go across the rope? I hate cubes. Have I said I hate cubes? Cubes suck.
You said that yesterday like 15 times. At least.
I can't wait for the me randomly getting into a late match in Season 2 bracket by winning with Bellows-less LMF and getting styled on because Mr. Mario or Mario Runner picks cube settings in draft, and I don't know cubes again. Rubik's Cubes are pretty cool. I never learned how to do them, but everyone else in my family did. So, like, everyone else had Rubik's Cubes, and I was just like, that's cool. Good job.
In high school, I had a friend who even had the triangular one and the, I think, 5x5 one.
Harm, round cubes aren't a thing. Mr. Mario getting their claw shots here, and M&M's still don't have scale. Lepe should just now be getting the Sots item. I didn't see if there was a Sots item on the other Floria chest. Mr. Mario got scale?
Yep, he got scale.
Well, don't listen to me. I didn't see Mr. Mario get the Great Tree Cubes. I assumed that Melrose was the member of their team checking Great Tree Cubes, and...
There's Bombag.
Bombag and Floria, okay. And that gives us a runner's access to Ruby Tablet, which I imagine they'll go get right now.
Yep.
Zelda, why you gotta do me like this? Dig spot RBM, now's the chance. They have Bombag. It's the perfect time. I would like to point out, though, that if our runners had done... yes, we do have Harp, Riley. We can do the trial. Though, technically, the trial can be done with an RBM. All 4 of the trials can be accessed with back in time, with varying levels of difficulty. Farron's the easiest. Eldon's a little bit more difficult. Lanayru is complicated, but not difficult, so it takes a while. And Skyloft is difficult and complicated. As far as rando tricks go, Skyloft Trial Reverse Bit Warp is pretty difficult. Floha is going to be getting the harp here, probably. Wait. I'm dumb. You need harp to get that check. Where was...
He's doing Olen. He's asking Olen for Olen crystals.
Hearing Owlin said in a German accent makes me think of the Owlin made me go sad comment that Floha left. Lepe grabbing his ruby tablet here. And German Bingolords not as far ahead as I thought they were. I assumed that we were going to be waiting for Melrose to leave Farron before we saw Eminem get the scale, but I guess Mr. Mario got those checks at some point and I just didn't see. Yeah, seriously. The Central Skyloft slots could be so many things.
I mean, this kind of reminds me of Patrol yesterday.
Oh, don't remind me about the spoiler log seed that I did with Yal, where we both ended up getting, or I ended up getting all 5 dig spots in Elden. Because all 5 dig spots in Elden had progress items.
Oh boy.
Oh, Lepe, don't do this to me, man. Lepe has betrayed my trust. Lepe didn't do the dig spot RBM.
He can still do it on when he reaches Earth Temple and still has no Mogma miss or digging miss.
Yes, Lepe still has the option to do it later, but you know, you'd like to see it right when you get into Elden. The supremely questionable blind RBM that objectively loses time in 90% of situations. I love it. It's my favorite.
Fire
Fire
shield
shield
earring.
earrings. That's an interesting place for fire shield earrings. And Lepe's stream is gone for me. I don't know if that's my internet or his. Wait, what? I just missed like 20 minutes of Lepe play. And it's stuck again. Come on, Lepe. You're the one checking new items. Lepe, you're the one checking items. We can't be missing these. Oh, and of course, right as he checks something, I look away, so it doesn't even matter.
It was alright, Rupee. Meanwhile, Flo did early Thunderhead.
Aloha doing early Thunderhead and then going to get his bomb bag.
Nice Disha boot stream.
Lepe's going to be going to Turf, but he doesn't have his mitts, so there was something in Turf that was mitts locked. I couldn't remember.
A sword.
Sword, yes.
On Sandslide.
So
Another $20.
he won't be able to get that unless one of these next 2 things has mitts in it.
Honestly, at
Mr.
this
Mario
point,
doing loose crystals?
the best thing.
You bat warp. Yes. No.
Oh, those right plays miss it.
It's like the runners want to win or something.
Yeah.
Rattle in Turf. Knight Academy has 10 checks. Central has 14, 13, something like that. Village has 3. Beetle has 5, and Betro has 6 checks. I can't remember exactly how many Central has, but... no mitts in turf for Lepe, so he's going to be hopping out of here. There's still plenty he can do here in Eldon, especially finding earrings when he did. I don't like seeing 5 loose crystals just out of nowhere, but in co-op it's a little less questionable, because if your partner is checking something, you know, why not? If there's nothing else left to check. For you, specifically, that is. Finding things to do while your partner's doing something else is very important.
No circus for Lepe.
I love how
Everyone
circles
is
is one of the
getting-
most difficult tricks in this game. Or in Rando. Mitts? Did Lepe get mitts on Ascent?
Yes.
Oh my god. No, Lepe. My dig spot RBM.
You can maybe see it from Floha.
Depends on what item is there. But Lepe probably gonna be mad at that mitts placement because he's gonna have to go back to turf and get that sword now.
I mean, it was kind of obvious that he has to double dip it.
It'd be pretty
But
cool
in
if there was claw shots on dig spot
Skyward
RBM and
Village
it won someone
and
a race.
Elden Trail is vanilla. The chunky.
Skyloft Village Sots? Okay.
Skyward Village thoughts. What have we not seen of Village so far? Malaro.
Yeah, and we also haven't seen Spirit. We haven't seen any of the 3 village checks, but Lepe should have access to 2 of them. Floha getting the bomb bag behind Lepe. Miss Eminem probably going to be miffed about that silver rupee placement being the first accessible big rupee of this seed. After they did rupee farming for nothing.
Honestly, where are the rupees?
Ruby Tablet was on the bombable rocks in Farron, yeah.
On Beetle, there was Case Key, Spiral Charge, Din's Power, and I think some crystals.
No, it was just Cade's Key, Spiral Charge, and Din's Power.
Mm.
We've seen every check on Beetle, so we know all of the options. Flowhog grabbing Ulu, taking
Yeah, I
him
think
for a
so.
ride, and then going back to Farron. It's just, you know, I questioned the rupee farming when it came up, when they started doing it, and I mean, exactly what I thought was going to happen happened. So, the four checks that you get access to
And they're
from...
mining for Busky is dead, and
I didn't see where that beetle was. I can't read.
I think Lightning Lord. Another $100.
Lepe, you need to hurry and check the slope dig spot, so that Floha knows if he needs to do dig spot RBM. This is important, Lepe. So a beetle in Lanayru.
I
our
was
runners...
unable to see what the dig spot had.
Oh no, Boko's in stomp mode.
Kevsky was in Beetle. Second 100. Alcon, knowing Twitch and OBS, both broke.
Also Lepe.
Also Lepe.
Mr. Mario should be getting the bomb bag here in a second. And they should be letting Melrose know where that is as well. Floha checking Owlin. Well, Lepe clears Eldin and, shows Floha what he needs to get. It was the second 100 item in Beetle, specifically. Did you know that on the sandy slope, on that first tunnel out of the summit area, if you mash Z, your camera gets stuck in the ceiling?
Nice.
I found that out on accident because I was just mashing Z on the slide because I was bored. And it freaked CJ out in a restreamed race. It was pretty good.
Yes, Vanilla Crystals. This is fun. With the amount of crystals we get, there should be more on patrol than Whip.
I'd comment about Mr. Mario and Melrose doing loose crystals and, how they found so many crystals now that that's probably a questionable play, but Lepe also grabbed some loose crystals for some reason. So...
He specifically...
Do it, Floha. Do the dig spot RBM. You need the bottle. You don't already have one, I promise.
I mean, a second bottle is not bad. Especially in a Fire Sanctuary seed.
So both M&M players having bomb bag now. I'd say the big difference between the teams right now is that German Bingolords know what everything in Elden is. They haven't cleared Beetle, though, which is where this difference comes from, I think.
Curse metal!
It is cursed! But because Lepe has been clearing things this whole time, he has 256 rupees to work with, so... the rupee farming, I just feel like, is a loss of time.
I think Flo will check Volcano Summit. Just a hunch. I totally don't know why I'm thinking that.
I don't know why Lepe didn't check it.
Because he got Curse Metal on the last check.
Oh, right. He got Cursed Metal, so he... Right. Yeah, no, it would be more efficient for Floha to check that then.
Plus, Lepe can also do the trial already.
Yes, and Lepe can also clear all these cubes so Floha knows if he needs them or not. I don't think Lepe has Dins. I don't think the German Bingolords have bought anything from Beetle.
They went into Beetle when Flo had like 16 rupees.
Floha, you have 7 rupees.
I think they forgot what was in Beetle. Knowing
So
them.
they're checking it again. Yeah, that would make sense. Either that or he got Beetle's Beetle and we never noticed.
And Mogma Miss. Yeah, Curse Metal basically gives you more rupees and everything.
Oh yeah,
But
there's something important you missed in the seed. Hang on. Oh, is there no Baron hint? Or did I spell Baron wrong?
Sansi and LMF were hinted Baron
What?
on the same instant.
What? Alka, why does it work for you? Floha was checking. Floha didn't want to do the dive into Beetle's cage. Okay, understandable.
He might have hoped to get Hon Colossus Spiegel on it.
I think he just didn't want to do the dive. To be fair,
Also
though,
understandable.
that dive isn't very easy. Like Jim fails it.
Yeah.
If Jim
There-
fails it, then everyone can fail it. Lepe is going to be checking for that village Sots now. He has Rattle to turn that in, and he can start Spirit.
And sell things in the night market.
That is something that he can do in Village at night, that is true. He can also do Bat Warp.
I think Flo is already checking Patrol.
But Lepe knows that Village is Sots, and he knows that he has access to 2 out of the 3 things in Village, so he's going to be doing those. And I think
Bellows.
that's hilarious. That's funny. That's comedy. He can check 3 out of 3 things in Village.
I kind of knew it that Bellows has to be in Village. I don't know why, but it was the hunch.
So, we'll probably see him do Malara then.
Lepe needs 2 rupees more. I wonder though if Lepe gets gymmed.
Floha
know-
going into Elden here. Floha should be able to do the things that Lepe couldn't. Because of the inconvenient mitts and cursed metal placements.
Yep.
Oh, I saw Floha going for the statue. I was so excited.
Well, he's getting to at least 276 soon. Hopefully Malara hoards all the money in this seed and gives us a gold rupee.
We haven't talked much about how Eminem's been doing lately, but they've also cleared Owlin now.
Yep, they learned.
Both teams doing that pretty early on, and honestly not a bad idea. If one of your runners did Slingshot, like I've been saying, in co-op, you do these obscure things while your partner's doing the obvious thing. It's never a bad idea. But I feel like Eminem have kind of taken that to the extreme, and that's why they're behind. I would agree. The info is a lot more important than just grabbing bow. But Eminem put a lot of emphasis on completion in their routing. Completion rather than information. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
Yep.
They could do the dig spot RBM first. This is true. I like that Yal is, he's starting to understand. He's starting to believe.
I mean, he won yesterday because of Digspot RBM.
Ooh, I was looking at the wrong screen. Floha and Melrose were in the same place. I was gonna say, Melrose isn't going to turf? What? Because I
Melrose
saw the lava.
already wasn't tough.
Yeah, I saw the lava up on Floha's screen and they were in the same place, so I was confused.
But okay, so far from all of village, only Bertie had something. That's kind of normal.
I had Sot's Bellows.
Yeah.
So, you know, both of my jokes this seed are dead. No one's doing Dig Spot RBM, and Bellowsless LMF is not happening. So. Melrose getting mitts and going immediately back for turf. They're actually going to get this before the Bingolords do.
Yep.
We do know that turf has a sword on the sand slope, but... The Magma screwing up Floha's bomb throw. Unfortunate.
There it is.
All three Song of the Hero pieces, but no hinted Song of the Hero. I believe we have every in-logic hint stone too, so I don't think...
No, we don't have the summit hint so far.
Oh, you're right, because neither team has been there. Lepe doing more things in the sky.
And
Well,
he opted to get Spiral Charge over the song.
You know, you love to see it. That's more checks. And, again, I feel like I've been a broken record, but,
Well,
you know, neither team has, or Eminem did all of the rupee farming and everything, but they didn't even get Spiral Charge. So, the team that did Beetle more efficiently is Bingolords, and they didn't even put any emphasis on it. So, Beetle's Insect Cage is the other item in Turf.
that's good.
So it's Sword and Beetle's Insect Cage that are mitts locked in Turf. We don't have Lanayru hints, Alka, but, like, Amber Tablet couldn't be on Skyloft Trial if it was hinted in Lanayru.
Ballad! We finally found Ballad.
So that puts Thunderhead in logic. I don't think Thunderhead had anything, but...
This puts Levias in logic. But Levias is dead.
True. They could do it anyways. Melrose going to be getting the bow here. Neither member of the Bingolords has bow yet, but why has neither team checked Summit?
I think Mr. Mario's going for it. Mr. Mario just got the one first try.
I don't know. Both Eminem players being an Elden Trial at the same time seems like an Eminem kind of play.
I wish you were wrong. I truly wish.
Lepe
you
did do turf. The rattle was in turf. Oh no, ha, he throw ha.
Yell and typing is as questionable is probably even more questionable than CJ and typing.
Mr. Mario, grabbing mitts, gonna double back to turf probably.
Central Skyloft and Fairies and Summit is dead.
And I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I think that we won't see... Never mind, it's happening right now. The thing I said. It is
This
such
is
an Eminem
Eminem
play.
for you.
They do this a lot, but you know, it's
They
not.
love
it's not
to do it.
you know, you could say that one of them should be checking Summit, but you could also say that one of them should be checking the five dig spots. But at the same time, they're going to have to do this eventually. It's right here. If they're both doing it, they're not really losing time. Neither of them can afford Spiral Charge, can they?
With enough
there's no
money
in this
farming, they
seed.
can.
There's no money in this seed.
There are a lot of treasures though. Like Lepe having like 3 goddess plumes.
Ah, dude, I knew Floha was gonna do this. He's getting the 40 rupees over here.
I can understand this play, especially
Yeah.
in this seed.
It's just, you know, money's a little scarce, and Floha, I know that Floha knows that those rupees are there, because I've seen him get them before. You know, I joked about Eminem being in the trial at the same time, and then it happened, like, 30 seconds later. Right as I was about to say, it's fair in trial, so we might not see them in the trial at the same time, because Mr. Mario is gonna double back to turf, but that never happened. So...
Is Flo RPMing
We don't
the
have
trial?
Amber Tablet, yo.
Is Flo RPMing the trial?
I can't imagine.
He slingshotted.
Oh, that's for Tantalus skip.
Ah, tentacle skip. Oh right, he never did an bit file for it. He slingshotted the most left one.
Oh no. I imagine BX10 is nothing on Skyloft. I have the flag sheet open. BX10. It's the dialogue near the cursed... Oh my god, no, that is actually awful for... That just... You can't do Tantalus skip with that. Oh, man. Speaking of, the reason I had the flag file open was to check something. Do commentary center, I'm reading flag sheets.
Well, Lepe is doing Peril, Spirit, Crystal, Ball, while Flo is checking things. He most likely is checking Summit. I can understand that we kind of are searching our Amber Tablet still. Other than that, we are only missing Turbinas and one more sword. At least. One more.
Okay, so... The log that they pushed down in Farron is, it opens the sparring hole if you bit magic it. though. There are other ways to open the sparring hole, though, so...
I mean, doing deadlock is kind of easier. It's on the way. Let's say it like
no,
that.
I think that he just pushed the log.
And got
He-
his blessed
he
with
abs-
silver rupee.
Silver rupee. Ooh, there's one of the silvers that they can't find. No, we just, Lepe pushed down something earlier, and I was trying to see what it was, because, Senra mentioned it might be for bit magic, but... Yeah, they know I'm calming this race, and neither team did the dig spot RBM. I think they're more interested in winning.
Yeah. I mean, the first one can pick up the silver. It was, by the way, on TMS. Alcom. But we will see the same hint again on Flo's side. Lepe getting the third and the Horn Colossus Beetle. Which, I mean, is fair. He is kind of the person to do all these Skylar things right now.
So Mario, getting the getting the Magma Turf Cube, after, on a second attempt.
Bloom and Volcano Summit. This can only be this one.
Elden Volcano Sots. I think that said Elden Volcano Sots, unless there was another hint stone. Because they're checking the same one. Colin's letter. Well, I mean, Elden Volcano Sots. Probably just the mitts, right?
It can
the curse
only
medal.
be the mitts.
Could be the curse medal. I shouldn't say stuff like that on comms, because I know there are people who don't actually know. And I'm, like, saying things that don't make sense.
It's certainly the ask Zeldex. He will most likely even program that.
Did Floha or Mel get the hint stone by the dig spot? Because I remember thinking I didn't see it on Mel's side.
Mel did.
Mel did. Floha didn't. I know for a fact that Floha just walked past it. So... I don't know, because, like, with Rupee logic, if you have a Rupee medal, the dig spot on Skyloft can give you, like, 50 rupees. It's pretty good. Floha and Melrose bit warping. No, you can't get 50 without the Rupee medal. Without 50, you get 30, I think? You get 30 rupees? Or 25. And with Rupee medal, yeah, you get 30. And with Rupee medal, you get 50. So... I mean, it is probably random, but...
It's nice if you can manipulate the orange chief in your favor.
Yep. Alka has a great option here, or great option for the C tier. It's the second chest in Fire Sanctuary having Amber Tablet. Yes, Heedle if FS is cruel. We know where one is, though. There's one in Laneru.
But it's heater locked.
There's a Heedle-locked sword. I was talking about the beetle. There's a beetle in Desert on one of the claw shot lock checks. Mr. Mario not getting cursed. Let's go.
You love to see it.
Floha doing map chest RBM. Did Melrose also do map chest RBM? I guess. Because that's the only thing they would have been doing with the setup they had, now that I think about it.
Yep. And Lippe is back to the sky. Staying, interestingly, in logic.
Wait. You're telling me that Lepe is the one playing in Logic and Floha's the one going out of Logic?
Yes!
What?
Yes! Because Flo is doing RPMs and Lippe is doing sky cleanup. For the 4th time or so in this seed.
Yeah, I mean, that he went to Summit and got the cubes, so that's honestly what he should be doing.
Yeah. But never once did he do the RPM. Or any RPM so far.
Oh. Lepe, I think you need a new internet provider, my guy.
Getting marked from in a seat that's generally giving you no rupees at all.
Spirit, after everything you did for Spirit, you got his crystal ball and everything, and he just mugs you.
Fire Note, I think that was shortcut chest even.
What?
A beetle. And he got gemmed! Knew it!
Lepe got the gym cutscene.
He got gemmed!
Jim's not even here.
Can someone go to his stream and tell him that someone got gemmed?
So, somebody go tell Jim that Lepe got Jim's favorite cutscene. I'm convinced that Jim just likes watching that cutscene. I've seen him get it more times than anyone else.
Yeah. Even in season 1, if someone got this cutscene, it was Jim. Like 99% of the time.
I love how the first thing you said wasn't he got the cutscene or it was Pipit cutscene. You said he got Jimmed. So, like that was that was just the first thing. I love it.
I mean, it's the most important thing of this.
Yeah, dumb community in-jokes are more important than being concise.
Well, they know his village is such, but do they know it's only Bertie? And the rest literally marks it you or gives you some junk.
LMF being in the seed kind of obscures the Floha. You're less likely to get if you stand still. Flow. Just stand still, they won't hit you. But I was going to say, Bellows, LMF being in the seed kind of skews the knowledge of Bellows, because Bellows is always going to be Spirit of the Sword in a seed that has Lanayru mining facility, but there are 2 checks in Fire Sanctuary that logically require the Beetle, or the Bellows. Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, honestly, it looks still right now like Amber Go mode.
Just flow things. Floha struggling with the Bokos.
When is he not struggling with the Bokos?
Good question. Sorry, Floha, she made me.
He knows it. Lepe finally selling stuff.
And you were saying it earlier, but
Yes.
was there a... Sorry, was the other beetle hinted?
There
Did we
was
get-
one beetle hinted in one of the notes.
Oh, yes, it was, Okay, so our runners know where both beetles are, so it is Amber Tablet Go mode, I believe. They're both in Desert. One is in Fire Node and one is on the platform near Lightning Node, I think. One of the Clawshot lock checks in Lanayru. I don't know. I just know that one of the beetles was on a Clawshot locked vest in Lanayru, and I'm being told that there was one hinted in Fire Node. There was a sword at the end of Fire Node. I'm being told that there's a beetle in a node, though, like right now, by Senra. So if I'm wrong, blame Senra, because she's the one telling me the hint.
As if I'm ever right. I mean, you're talking to one of the people who read progressive pouch as progressive sword.
True. I've probably done that in a race, to be honest.
The thing is, it was progressive pouch on Levias.
I know definitively 100% that there is a beetle on one of the platforms outside of a node. If there was another hint for a beetle in a node, then both of them are hinted in Desert, but I didn't see that hint. I'm just going off what I've heard. That second hint, at least. Floha is in back in time once again.
Of course he is.
I mean, that's Fire Sanctuary for you.
Mm-hmm. I think there's no area where you have so many RBMs like Fire Sanctuary.
Fire Sanctuary without bit in rando races is suffering. It's agony. How many checks are left to have Amber? Well, there's everything in Fire Sanctuary. And then a bunch of Sky Goddess chests.
Interesting play from Lepe here.
Turning in Beetle's Beetle.
Yep.
I don't think we've seen this yet, so...
Nah, not really. Mr. Mario just started with his sky cleanup. And there's Amber Tablet.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay.
And then he gets out also Cave's key, because of course.
Yeah, Horned Colossus Beetle. Floha full cleared turf though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, we commented on the fact that Floha was full clearing turf despite knowing where the progressive items were. Supposedly.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because he
Floha?
didn't know what.
Hello? Floha?
Blind has strikes again.
He can see the door. He had his cursor on it. Is Floha doing some, like, ancient setup for this?
I don't know. I honestly just see blind her here.
Was he asking Lepe for clarification?
Probably.
No, Floha, you can't do the lineup still. It's not gonna work.
Floha to blind.
I don't know if this is an old setup or what. What's happening?
I don't know. I just see Floha falling down and so all the time.
Okay, so I'm assuming both beetles weren't hinted and I got gaslit by Senra. Lepe is gonna be clearing Linnea here. Either that or both beetles were hinted and one of the beetles was hinted on the summit hint stone that Floha didn't get. Where even is Floha? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen a landmark in so long that I don't even know where he is in the room anymore.
I just watch Lepe because he has the funnier things.
Yes, the door is right there, Floha, but you can't just jump to it. There's lava. He just jumped to it. It worked! It worked! Oh my god, Flo.
Oh boy. Hands down!
Oh.
Oh really?
Oh, it's Magma Mitts locked too.
Show him the Baron hints. Those are fun
Floha.
too.
Okay. Floha did everything, all of that nonsense, all of that genuine insanity, and then accidentally jump slashed in the middle of the side hop.
Yeah, Magma Mitts.
But Lepe getting that hint, Floha knows that he needs to go get Magma Mitts, so... I think. Is that what he's doing right now? I don't think it's this. It was the Beetle's Cape. Oh wait, no, Floha should already have Magma Mitts. I think.
I never saw him getting Magma Mitts, and they were in a volcano cube, not a summit cube.
Yeah, third small key is some old jargon from back when the trackers' names were a little less descriptive for casual play. Like, you had to know where the third small key was in Fire Sanctuary so that you could do that.
No bit can save you. Yes.
So, Magma Mitt's kind of free. We still need a... We don't need a beetle. We don't need a beetle. We do need Hook Beetle for one of the swords, though. We know that one of the swords is... Hook Beetle locked, which is interesting. We don't need Heedle for third small key, but there is a sword that is Heedle locked. Potentially more, because you know how Fire Sanctuary loves to put swords in the water pod room.
Rupees! Of course! We are getting now the rupees. Wasn't there gold rupee hinted on top of Skippers?
Yes. Silver. I know that Zelda's Blessing was a gold.
Wasn't it a silver?
No, it was the silver. I'm backwards. The top of Skippers was the...
Was a gold rupee.
Oh, no, Lepe. No cutscene skip for Lepe.
F.
F. So it is interesting to think that there is a chance that our runners still need Hook Beetle, because there are 6 Hook Beetle locked places that a sword could be, and we know that one of them does have a sword. Hang on. Was it Mines that was barren? No, it was LMF
and Santi.
Alright. There's the beetle. I'm assuming that our runners don't know where both beetles are. And that I was lied to.
As I said, I was one of the commentators that read Progressive Pouch as Progressive Thought. The other was Flo, so...
Bloha getting his Magma Mitts. And... Eminem gonna get their Amber Tablet. And a sword on Mr. Mario, on one of the Magma Mitts locked cubes.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm not wondered. At all.
So, we still need another sword, though. Or a beetle, because we know where a beetle, Hook Beetle locked sword is. So.
Oh, he's scouting LMF already.
You know, check your dungeons. You have to do your dungeons eventually anyways, so... You might as well, if you're looking for something, look for it in your dungeons, right?
Well, the thing is, LMF is barren. Hinted barren.
True, actually, you're right.
I think he hopes for getting boss key early.
Boss key chest was hinted dead, so... It's not likely that they'll need to do too much work here in Linear Mining Facility.
Honestly, I think the second beetle could be in Sandship at this point.
Eminem are no mode minus a beetle or a sword. They could find the last sword. Floha... Looking for something here. They're looking to buy... Caves Key? There's no way Floha doesn't have 200 rupees, right? And Dins, yes. But, like, 250 rupees is not a lot.
And Spiral Charge, I think.
You know, shoutouts to me from a few months ago complaining about having to sleep between all of these and getting somebody to implement the change where you can just have him reroll. I just complained that I got the same option 5 times in a row after sleeping, and somebody was like, hey, we should probably change that so there's an option to reroll it.
Yeah. Fun fact, in one of the practice seeds Jim did for SGL, he didn't know it.
I do remember that, actually. Lepe with the questionable brake slide halfway into the sand, but it works out, so what do I know?
It's Lepe.
My man did a, I'm just learning brake slide, and still made it. I'd be interested to see if Melrose checks Sandsea, because... Or not Sandsea, but Sandship, rather, because Sandsea's dead. And there's the boss key hint for Fire Sanctuary for Eminem. You know, a little bit later than they would have wanted, I think, but now they know that they don't need Hook Beetle to beat that dungeon. But still might need it for swords. And honestly, with the amount of checks that we're, True. We're running out of checks, and, you know, we're getting more and more likely that our runners are going to need... Blowhawk cannot get into this hole. More and more likely that our runners are going to need to do Hook Beetle lock checks for a sword. So, and yeah, Melrose is going to be checking Sandship here. I like it. It's very similar to Lepilog's play of doing linear mining facility, but the difference is LMF is barren, Sandship is not. Though I would like to point out that it's not like Lepe consciously made the decision to go to a barren dungeon instead of a non-barren one. He doesn't have bow yet, so... Sandship would have had nothing for him. Sandship has nothing for anyone anyways. It has no value. Until this is MFer. As, Zelds, I think. Yeah, Zelds called him. There is some ground to be made up for Bingolords here now, and I don't know where it came from, honestly. But it is hard to say, given that Lepe is clearing a barren dungeon. So once he finds the boss key, he'll just be finishing it up. It is also worth noting that he's gonna get a Hint Stone and Temple of Time Cube when he finishes this dungeon, so...
And we are missing like 3 song hints.
Yeah. I think that this, today's seed is very similar to that one seed where 2 trials were hinted on the shipyard hint stone, and one of them was required. Did Lepe full clear desert? I didn't see him in Lightning Node. I don't think he did.
He never entered one of the nodes.
Okay.
Ever. He was close to them, but he never entered. I think he hoped for getting Beetle before that, but Lightning Node could have it.
Because LMF is barren, I would have liked to see a desert full clear first. Mr. Mario finishing Fire Sanctuary instead of looking for a sword,
Honestly, I can kind of understand the play, but not so much.
Yeah, I mean, compared to... I mean, this is even more questionable than what Pepe Log is doing, as Yal's autocorrect has so aptly named him. It's interesting that I'm starting to feel like Lepe's play is less questionable now. Because
The restriction of Back in Time is you are not allowed to leave Skyloft at all. Well, at least in races.
Back in Time has uses in Rando, but they are not as extensive as the uses in regular vanilla speedruns.
The TLDR is viewers win.
Yeah. Lepilog is full clearing a barren dungeon instead of looking for a sword. Mr. Mario is beating a dungeon they already know the location of boss key for instead of looking for a sword. Lepilog is fighting this, I forgot what they're called. I know what they're called. I don't remember what they're called. But Sandsea has nothing. That doesn't mean the cubes have nothing. So there's a chance that there could be worst case scenario, like Skipper's cube unhinted has a beetle, and there's another sword in Fire Sanctuary that's hook beetle locked. I think that beating Fire Sanctuary is an awful idea, because Mel could find a last sword in the ship. But if they don't, then they're gonna have to look somewhere else. I mean, Eminem, they're known for doing progression, for sure. This is a very Eminem thing to do, but this doesn't really buy them any time for the seed, because it matters which of your two finishes second. That's the finish time that matters. And Mr. Mario doing this now is going to make Mr. Mario ahead. Though I suppose Melrose doing Sandship is going to change that a little bit. Floha, great start to the Silent Realm. Great start. That is true. I personally don't like going to LMF or Fire Sanctuary right now. I think that both plays are mad questionable, but I think, did Lepilog get boss key on the shortcut chest? I don't think so.
Bo is on Elden Trial. And Lepe is having fun keeping the minecart in here.
Yeah. Lepe's minecart friend. I'd like to point out that I'm sure that the ego boost would be appreciated. Mario Runner, not the Mario that's racing, the other Mario. We have two Marios, it's confusing, I know. It's Mario Runner in a race had this minecart go all the way back to the start of the dungeon. And everyone questioned it at the time, but it's, things went a little bit longer and it paid off, because he could just go straight back to the boss door without having to do a bit warp or any of that, so...
Yeah.
Sending this minecart forward is a relatively new thing that Mario Runner showed off in this tournament, I think. No one ever thought to use it before because it just seemed so slow compared to every other option, but in this specific layout of Lanayru Mining Facility, it is very nice. Yeah, it didn't work at the time because Mario died. But proof of concept showed us that it could work, so.
Well, there's one thing about it, y'all. We can neither view Link. But we call both Mario.
Melrose dying to Skirvo, probably harder than any other boss in this game, is the mini-boss of Sandship.
What about the robot in Skykeep?
I said in this game, this is Rando. We don't talk about Skykeep.
Mario, and Luigi Mario. And I think that we have a key locked boss key.
Oh, for Floha here. Yeah, I haven't been watching Melrose, mainly because where the boss keys search in LMF has been what I've been focusing on, but...
Lipid just got the boss key in LMF.
Okay, so it was the chest in that room? The key locked room, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the room before where you get bellows. I think.
Would like to point out that is one of only 3 checks that you can't get with the Gust Bellows. So, I'm sad.
Yep. Lepe. I think he forgot that LMF is barren.
He must have. I mean, I was going to mention it earlier before we started talking about the boss key placement in Sandship. I guess we were wrong. It's not confirmed to be...
Oh, yes, Alka. LMF Baron was one of the first hints. And he's still full clearing it after getting boss key.
Well, at least he only had 2 checks left after getting boss key.
Yeah.
If boss key had been super early on, I imagine he still would have full cleared it. But, they do know where the boss key here is. I would like to point out, though, that Melrose did do Skirvo before checking the treasure room. I just feel like this routing's not the best. Especially since they can't hit this eye for the life of them. I feel like this should be working. Okay. I think that somebody needs to teach Melrose Sandship routing. Because my soul hurts. Not because they're routing poorly, but because this is how I routed Sandship before I knew what to do. Skykeep is different from other dungeons because...
You need too many items for 2 little jacks.
Well, no,
And-
Skykeep is different from other dungeons because it's not in the required dungeons pool. Rather, what Skykeep does if it's on is it locks the Door of Time in Hylia's temple. So
Yeah,
it is categorically a different kind of dungeon because it's tied to that door specifically.
I think
And it's just
Skykeep
not fun.
in itself is like Imp2, Horde, Girahim 3, and Demise all together. Didn't Battlecat...
Floha and Sandship now. Floha got Bow in Elden a good bit ago. So he can check this now. Lepilog finishing Linnea Mining Facility. Convenient boss key placement for forgetting about the hint stone that said that LMF was barren. Melrose. They were in Sandship forever ago, but they just haven't been getting checks. I feel like that's just, being new to... Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's like, when I was new to...
Sword and
When I
Skylash
was
Trail
new-
and
when
a
I was-
Trunk Hint.
what was on Skyloft Trail?
Sword.
Oh, balls. Okay, so Lepe getting some information from clearing LMF when he did. Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying earlier. Is like the reason that the Sandship routing hurt my soul is that that's when I started playing SSR. That's exactly how I routed Sandship. That is exactly what I did, and it is so much slower. And, I'm sure if they wanted the correct routing, they could watch one, or I'm sure someone would be able to... Yeah, Yal just typed it all out in Twitch chat, so... But, it's one of those things that you gotta pick up from watching other runners or, asking about sometime, because the way you route Sandship matters quite a bit. So, back to the race. The Bingolords know where a sword is, know where the last sword is, because they did LMF. So, Lepe's decision that we were all questioning seems to have paid off in the way that, the hint stone that we mentioned at some point during Linnea Mining Facility that he gets access to, as well as the Temple of Time Cube. Were things that he got access to despite clearing a barren dungeon, and it told him where one of the swords is.
Which is kind of huge, because right now it's a Beetle endgame and Sword endgame.
Yes, so if Bingolords find the other sword that Eminem got, they're go mode, technically. I believe one of them finished Song of the Hero, but I'm gonna be honest, remembering where the Song of the Hero pieces are this late into the game, if you haven't written them down, it's just not happening. And given that Lepe did linear mining facility Baron, I am not too hopeful that he would remember. Whatever I was saying, where the Song of the Hero pieces are. Floha also doing Skirvo at the beginning, I guess. This is going for more optimal full clear instead of check density, getting as many checks as possible. There's reasons to do both. I just feel like if you're looking for one thing, you probably want to be doing as many things as soon as possible. Melrose seemingly not getting anything from the treasure room, just another small key. Not a single key in treasure room? Oh, wow.
At
So
this
that other
point, it's
small
on
key must have
robot.
been earlier. It could be in the boss key, like vanilla.
Oh, right.
Robot.
This would be fun.
And have they checked the combo lock?
I can't remember.
Like I said, I've mostly been watching Lepe for some reason. Especially now that he's clearing desert. Okay, so it could be on combo lock too.
Remember when? Do you guys remember when we said that this is the worst, hardest boss in the game? Yeah, Floha died.
Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding when I said that Skirvo is harder than any of the dungeon bosses.
I think the only thing that people die to as much is good old dying Monka-esque cave in Skippers.
Yeah, and chat pointing it out, but I haven't been able to yet. Melrose dying, getting squished.
Censure free run.
You know, we've been praising Eminem a lot, given how new they are, but you know, they are new. And Melrose not knowing sandship routing, not knowing sandship timing, those are the kind of things that you just gotta learn over time, and that's... I'd like to say that's something Floha would be able to get right, but I could see any 4 of these runners getting squished in sandship, so...
Lepe is doing the last desert clears.
It'd be interesting to see if we found the other beetle here in desert, because that would be go mode for, or no mode for, the Bingolords.
Yep.
But it would just be faster for them to check the Thunderhead cubes, because that's where one of our swords is that Eminem have found, but the Bingolords haven't. And I think it is safe to say... No, they did not. So, it is safe to say that there's a sword difference there, that, you know, Eminem have that sword in Thunderhead, but they're not going to be doing Linear Mining Facility, because of all of the reasons that I've listed when Lepe was in Linear Mining Facility. There are a lot of reasons not to do it, but it did give him a hint stone that told him where a sword is. Is it going to be Sandship 4? We getting Sandship 4 runners 0? Nope. Floha managing to dispatch the Technoblins. Oh! No, he's good. Yes, I would agree. Eminem finding a beetle is way more important than Lepilog and Floha, the German Bingolords, because Skyloft Trial, not only do they need to get into it, and I imagine that they're going to have a hard time remembering where all the Song of the Hero pieces are, because I don't. And unless they wrote them down specifically, they're probably not going to be able to remember. Floha too? Flow. Okay, so we also need to talk to Floha about sandship routing.
Yeah, M&M just got their first beetle. Lepin knows the beetle can't be at the end of Lightning Node. This is Lightning Node, isn't it? I can't. The Gap Node.
That's Fire Node.
Ah, Fire Node.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but Floha has been running this game for a very long time. So there's with Melrose, it's like, oh, Melrose started playing Skyward Sword Rando like 2 months ago. It makes sense that they don't know sandship routing. Floha should.
Yeah. We have
nobody likes Water Node.
We have people in here that are not even good at once Zelda Rando. And are admins of it.
Lepilog checking some sky cubes here. It'd be interesting to see if he finds the other sword that M&M have.
Money! Money locked money!
Lepe being a full clear of desert ahead makes the seed pretty impossible to read as far as where our runners actually are. Because Lepilog did some funny stuff and found the Tumbleweed, my favorite item. Oh, and Mr. Mario finding the paperweight. Mr. Mario now has access to a cool cutscene. I guess Lepe probably found that earlier and I missed it.
Yeah, we found it earlier.
So, I mean, if Mr. Mario wants to go watch a cool cutscene, they just gotta go to Skyloft and use that. But I imagine that they want to win, so they won't be doing it. But, I mean, like I was saying, it's really hard to tell which team is in the lead. Very hard. Because Lepe has done some weird stuff that Mr. Mario and Melrose are probably going to have to do at some point. But Mr. Mario and Melrose have done a lot of things that you'd expect a Skyward Sword runner to do by now. So... yeah, I mean, Lepe still has to get Bow. He hasn't done Fire Sanctuary. There are a lot of objective things. It depends on where the beetle is, I guess.
Yeah.
The Lepilog is going to be getting a sword here.
It could be on Parent Trial.
Yeah, I mean, there are 2 unhinted trials still.
And we have the ability to reach both unhinted the last unknown hint stone.
Yeah.
Without the oak beetle.
We're not going to be... I really want to see the teams go check the shipyard hint stone. Yes, the German Bingolords have a terrible no mode. Because it requires them to do Skyloft Trial for a sword. Whereas M&M do not know about the sword on the Skyloft Trial, but if they did, they would be in the exact same situation. Just a little bit ahead.
Well, Alka...
Oh, really? That 50 had a Song of the Hero piece, okay. I don't remember where any of the Song of the Hero pieces are.
They can...
I don't remember when I'm the one racing.
They can RBW in it.
Yes, they can reverse bit warp into it. It's a little concerning to have both players reverse bit warp a trial for a sword, but we'll see.
At this point, there is no routing that could help them.
Boss Key was vanilla in Sandship. Did Melrose ever check the combo lock?
I don't think. But Lip is doing Fire Sanctuary.
Okay. So the German Bingolords know where every sword is. So the only thing that they could be looking for is a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine to check combo lock last, I know. I'm just wondering if it'll happen. Or if they're just gonna go fight that MFer Tantalus. Are we going to be seeing it? No, Floha getting a bad cycle here, time-wise, so he won't be getting crushed. Floha has been on a nerve-wracking 1 heart for most of Sanship.
Yeah.
Though, he probably could just death warp after getting this check from the robot. Oh man, what's even left? Is it just Sandsea cubes in Trials? I don't want to see I don't want to see Melrose or Mr. Mario go to LMF right now. I want to see someone check the Shipyard Hintstone. Lepilog with the world's slowest RPM because he has 11 hearts. That is so unfortunate.
Healthy seed. Not a rich seed, but a healthy seed.
Yes, Tantalus Heart Container was hinted dead.
Yes. It has a heart piece.
I'd like to see Melrose, despite being new and not being the powerhouse of a new runner that Mr. Mario is. You know, it's still worth shouting out the fact that Melrose is doing Tantalus skip in, like, what has to be in their first 7 races. Yeah, you love to see it.
Melrose even learned it.
Race. That's pretty good. Yeah, if you've missed a few races of this tournament, then I think that 2-hour no-go mode is a little hard to believe, but we've had some 4-hour races in the co-op tournament, so...
Yeah.
Or I think 1 4-hour race, but a lot of races that came close.
I mean, the 4-hour race is totally the reason why CJ is currently moving and unavailable because of that. Totally. Kappa. Yeah, 4 hours. I think 4 hours and 10 was the last finish or something. It was brutal.
Floha, checking the combo lock first, is gonna have to run all the way up and do the boss key now. You can see where Melrose's choice to efficiently full clear the dungeon instead of hope for a fast boss key, paying off a little bit more. It'd be interesting to know if Lepe and Floha think that are playing as if they're go mode, or if they're looking for that last beetle still.
I think they're at least planning to. Like, since Flo is already in Sansi and is only missing boss key in both of the dungeon where they both know where the boss key is, more or less. I can see him just going for the hint stone, hoping they get a hint there and then RBMing the trial, if they don't.
Alright, Melrose, Tentalus skipping the Tentalus fight, skipping that MFer. Tentalus is a very slow boss. Tentalus is basically a 3-minute cutscene with quick time events. So, skipping Tentalus, no one's going to miss Tentalus. Man, Flo, that's overkill. It's gonna do a fully charged bow shot on the scorpion. Poor guy. Mr. Mario grabbing a beetle? The beetle, I think?
I think that was his first beetle.
So, let's brainstorm a little bit. Let's think. Where could Hook Beetle be? There's always the option of another trial.
Pharaoh's courage has Lanero, has Nero's wisdom, and that has the last beetle.
I guess Mr. Mario's doing Fire Node then. I got the two mixed up.
Oh, we have Nero's. Oh, those mark. But then it can only be Pharaoh's courage. Because those marquee is the lock.
I commented about Melrose checking, what are they getting Spiral Charge? Must be. I commented about Melrose checking the Shipyard Hintstone while they were in Sansi, because it has to tell us what's on the other two trials. They don't know that, obviously. But, thinking about it from their perspective, there are two Hintstones that they haven't seen. They haven't seen the Hintstone in Temple of Time, and they haven't seen the Hintstone in Shipyard, so with 3 trials left to be hinted, there has to be a trial hint on Shipyard.
Mr. Mario using his distance activator because close shots are technically no projectiles. So they're distance activators.
It's a projectile. It's a giant flying metal claw.
Well, we handled them like
Yes,
projectiles.
Earlier. Man, where is that last beetle? I want to see the last Hintstone, because 2 trials that we have no clue about. Alright, got it. We'll stop racing until you're back, Crime 16. I really want to see that Hintstone.
I have
Where's Lepe's going to go finish Fire Sanctuary? Okay.
Yeah. I have no idea. Alright, Dodo maybe, but
Yeah. Let's watch and make sure that Dodo doesn't have our other beetle, because if it does, then that's GG for sure.
yeah, that's a literal
That's
GG.
that's no good for the German Bingolords if Beetle is here. So, but if it's on a trial or a Sansi cube, then
Nope.
this race is a little up in the air. Am I behind? I don't see.
It had a gold rupee.
Oh. I must be behind then, because I just saw the gold rupee. I'm gonna refresh my race commentary page. 2 hours and 6 minutes in, and the German Bingolords, if they're willing to both do the Skyloft trial reverse bit warp, are in go mode, or no mode.
Yeah.
So let's see. What's left? The 2 trials, which are hinted in Sansi. The cubes in Sansi.
And Pharaoh's Courage. Wait, did we ever see...
I think we saw Isle of Songs.
Did we ever saw a letter, though?
Oh, Whoa, where was Letter? I'm trying to remember. It was somewhere recent.
Bombable Wall in Summit.
Yeah, I don't think either team has done this yet, so the Beetle could be here too. But given that there are a few things left. Melrose finishing Fire Sanctuary. It's a very Eminem play. I've already given my spiel about doing dungeons while you're still missing an item. So.
I mean, what's the worst they could do? Gaspeloless.
Hey. For people who don't know, I tried to do Linear Mining Facility without the Gaspellas yesterday, and we lost very badly.
Just a tiny bit.
So just a little bit. We lost just a little bit. Wow. Okay, so here's hoping Floha checks that hint stone. Because thinking about it, where could it possibly be besides a trial or a Sansi cube? Because I can't think of anywhere it could be.
Oh, he's doing the trial. Right. We said multiple times Lepe hasn't done the trial. And I still wonder why he's going back to Ascent.
You know, it's worth noting that despite the fact that Floha and Lepe have more information, Mr. Mario and Melrose have been doing that objective play that they like doing, and so I wouldn't say that they're behind.
Pharaoh's trials in Elden. Yes, did I level up? Now I have to call my next Cricketune Lepelog. Thank you, Chat.
A little bit early for Melrose on that bomb throw. It's as the second flash. The second fast flash. Yeah. That one was almost a little too late, or a little too early. Same thing. Lepe failing harp cancel. Lepe hands. At least I think he did, because he's doing this again. Oh no, Lepe. Reasons that I don't do harp cancel.
Yep.
Reason 1. What we are witnessing.
Flo also doesn't go... Don't tell me he's going for...
He's going for Song of the Hero, isn't he? Okay. I mean, for Lepe and Floha, it's not a bad play. Us, the omniscient commentators, and by omniscient I mean stupid, but we know more information than them. Us, the omniscient commentators, know that there are only 5 places that it could be, right? That the other beetle could be.
No, he's missing Bellows. Y'all. He never turned in the rattle.
Oh, okay, so he's getting that. I wouldn't hate Floha getting the Song of the Hero and just doing it right now. In that specific case, Floha's actually not too far from finishing. Lepe has to get Bow, he has to do Sandship. Sandship. Having a key on the stern and having the boss key chest be the boss key works out really well for go mode routing Sandship, so Mr. Mario and Lepe are gonna breeze through that dungeon, so. Yeah, once but the boss key placement in Mining Facility is not great. It's the third to last thing that Mr. Mario is gonna be checking, just based on where the small key is. It's gonna be a good bit. We call these 3 dungeons the Fungeons for a reason. None of them are short, so. Small key was in shortcut chest, I believe. Another thing that we should probably tell Mr. Mario and Melrose, them being new runners to this game and all, you don't need to kill these Staldra.
There are so many things we have to tell them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a notepad open.
Because no matter how this race ends, they will at least have one more race.
Yes, if Eminem loses this, there is a tiebreaker of some kind. It might not be a race. I remember there was talk about it just being based on who beat who. In which case, I think Eminem would probably qualify and there wouldn't be a tiebreaker. But I think people want to see a tiebreaker race, so.
Yeah.
Definitely a race because it's a 3-way tiebreaker? Okay. Lepe finally having his bow. Is Floha going to do Fire Sanctuary? I believe so. Oh no, getting the cube for the sword, okay. There is a sword locked behind this cube here, so.
You got a post sword?
Getting the sword in Thunderhead. What Floha's doing right now.
The white
Floha,
sword.
how do you get those dudes off without spin attacking? That is some finesse that I don't have. Lepe going to Lanayru? Will we see the Sandsea play? Honestly, if Beetle is in a Sandsea cube, then all of the runners getting baited by the Sandsea Baron hint is really funny.
I mean, if it's Baron or not, it doesn't matter. The hintstone has oftentimes decided a race.
Yes. The shipyard hintstone is sentient and specifically takes the hints that are the most important.
Yes.
It has 2 trial hints again. The Skyloft trial hint was Temple of Time.
And since we literally have no other idea where the last beetle could be.
Yeah, it is worth noting, we haven't said it here on comms yet, but the Hook Beetle is logically required to beat Lanayru Mining Facility. Using the whip to beat Lanayru Mining Facility is considered a trick. It's not something that it's not something that we'd expect people to do casually. So the Beetle, in the way the seed built logic is required before getting through LMF. So Melrose is doing a intermap bit warp as instead of doing the bit warp from the first room and getting into the glitchy landscape that we saw Floha in when he did that thing that made us on comms very confused. You're going to end up on the correct map, and you will be basically right by the third small key check where the boss key is. So.
Wait, did we ever see Bazaar chest? Oh right, it's this count. This counts as. Sensi cube.
Lepe, did Lepe get Harbor Cube?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, the hint should take that into account. So the hint stone on Temple of Time was never going to say where the Hook Beetle was, because you need Hook Beetle to get to that hint stone. But on the other hand, Shipyard, you don't need the Hook Beetle to get to the Shipyard hint stone. So if the Hook Beetle's on a trial, it being hinted there is completely fair game. Now, Floha just did the statue RBM. It makes it so that the statue at the end of this dungeon that you can fly to makes it so you have access to that. So.
Lepe opting to go for Sandship.
Yeah, I mean, they are playing like they're in go mode, which makes sense in a lot of ways, but I just want someone to check Sansi. No one is key smuggling. Everyone is doing the bit warp.
No, Flash Crystals can't have heal because Flash Crystals are locked behind beating LMF.
Yeah, so anything that you need to beat Linear Mining Facility to get, like the Floha chest, it can't have the Hook Beetle. The only thing our runners would want to find right now is the other Hook Beetle. And there's an argument to be made that if it's on a trial, Lepe and Floha aren't even going to go get it, because do a trial for a sword or do a trial for a Hook Beetle so you can get a sword. It's
one of the
Floha chests.
Because I mean, at some point, even Cliff forgot a statue was a Floha chest.
I remember that race. So I think the Harbor Cube, or there are 3 cubes in the Sandsea as well, and one of them sucks. One of them is so out of the way. It requires so much time investment. It's usually hinted, but given that we still have 2 trial hints left to find, it's not going to be hinted in the seed, because the trial hints are going to take priority in the end. So I think the help on Floha's screen is very fitting.
Yeah.
There's a help over his face cam, just like the word help.
Yeah.
Floha, do you not have any arrows? Didn't you just grab arrows as a commit?
Do you really think Floha thinks?
Well, I don't know. You're allowed to say that. You know Floha better than I do.
And that's the problem.
So Lepe, very quick sand chip for Lepe. You know, not the fastest, but is not going to need to do most of the dungeon. Just grab the boss key in here real quick. Mr. Mario doing Linear Mining Facility still. They're about to find the boss key. Should be just up ahead. And I can't imagine that both teams forgot Linear Mining Facility was barren. It's possible.
Nah, Melrose actually wrote it down.
Oh! Yeah, Melrose writes down their hints, I forgot. So yes, Mr. Mario should be leaving to go do Moldy, the giant scorpion, right after they get the boss key here. And, you know, Lepe did forget that Linear Mining Facility was barren, and did do the 2 checks in the next room, but... And did Mr. Mario bit warp? I haven't been watching their mining facility routing, but if they end up back at the boss door, then this is some sick routing for Mr. Mario. Like, really, really great play overall from someone so new to Skyward Sword. Nope. I look stupid now. Maybe not even a faster death warp given how many hearts they had. 11 hearts. Very healthy seed. Melrose struggling with G2. Getting the sword caught there and not quite knowing how to get it out. Yeah, honestly questioning if that death warp was even faster because they had so many hearts. Aloha almost forgetting to get the boss key. I've done that before. Grabbing the boss key and going to be finishing Fire Sanctuary in a second here, and I think that the advantage that M&M have is just, it's slowly dwindling the longer it takes for them to find out where that last sword is or where the beetle is. I looked away. What is Lepe doing in bit? Does anyone know what he's doing right now? Oh, it's Tentacle Skip. Okay. Makes sense.
He has boss key. He's in Sandship. What do you think he's doing?
I don't think.
You just play. The Skyloft trial is on Temple of Time Hintstone.
Yes, they should be getting it in just a moment here. Did Lepe screw that up, or was that just a really fast Tentacle Skip? Did he just like get through the text really fast?
I hope.
They had an advantage, CJ. So earlier in the seed, M&M had completed dungeons, and Bingolords had not, and both players on M&M had the bow, whereas Floha was getting it. Like, when Floha was getting the bow, M&M had completed dungeons, and both players had the bow. So they had an objective advantage, but just like the amount of time they've spent looking for an item that isn't coming to them. Do they both have full Song of the Hero? I trust our trackers. Mr. Mario. I'm assuming Melrose doesn't have Betro 50. That's the one they don't have. So, yeah.
Yeah, Lepe is the first one done with his dungeons. I think...
Yes, Mr. Mario, very close behind, though, with Linear Mining Facility here. But Mr. Mario hasn't done Sandship. Yeah, that's a good point. Wow. Yeah, Flo still has to do LMF, and honestly, the key layout in LMF is not great for Go mode. Yeah, Melrose hasn't done Mining Facility, Floha hasn't done Mining Facility. So Melrose and Floha in very similar places. And they have been for a while. They were doing Sandship at the same time. And they were doing Fire Sanctuary at the same time, and now they're going to be doing Mining Facility at the same time as well. So. Lepe done with all of their dungeons, and I think just looking for a sword while waiting for Floha to catch up a little bit. There might be a few goddess chests that we haven't seen yet. It's hard for us trackers to keep track of, or trackers and runners to keep track of all the goddess chests, who's done what, which teams checked which. So, there is always a chance that Beetle is lying somewhere in just some forgotten corner that neither team has checked. But I'm almost sure that it's going to be Sansy. Sansy is the answer to finding that last Beetle, and neither team has done it because Sansy is barren. Eminem going to be getting this hint stone. Not going to be happy about it, I presume. There's a 35% chance that the boss key is locked behind Hook Beetle in the Linear Mining Facility. Thanks, Hintstone. Sansy is barren, yes. Has anyone checked mines?
Mario has checked mines.
Mario's checked mines, okay. So yeah, Eminem knows now, and I imagine they're going to be doing that sword instead of Sansy. Ooh, wait. Okay, so the reason Sansy could still be required is because there's a hint stone in Sansy that by now has to have both of the trials that we haven't seen. We haven't seen a hint for the Farron trial, and we haven't seen a hint for the Linearu trial, and there are cubes as well. There are 3 cubes in Sansy that lead to chests in the sky. So it's hard to say, Riley. It's close, at least. But now that they know where... I just say, yeah, Mel has a small edge over Floha, but Lepe is the furthest ahead of any runner, so... You know, to be expected. Lepe, very good runner, been playing Skyward Sword for a long time, Vanilla and Rando, so... Yes, the cubes lead to chests that are technically in the sky, so... Yeah, we agree that it's weird and we were trying to think of a fix, but... if there was a fix, I can't remember if we found one yet, if the devs found one. They just haven't... It just hasn't been implemented yet for the tournament, and it won't be because we're running the tournament on one version the entire time, so... Mr. Mario going to Sandship. Going to be a very quick dungeon. Melrose, I'd like to point out that Melrose doing some pretty niche RBMs that are used in, I think, all dungeon speedruns? I think they do these RBMs in all dungeons. that will give him access to the small key a little bit faster than going all the way around. Okay, so there is a fix for those hints, just not in this version. But the cubes lead to items that are technically in the sky. So on the tourney build, if a cube in a region leads to something that's required, the Sot's hint for it will be in the sky, or in Skyloft, or in Thunderhead, instead of being in the region where the cube you need is. So. Sandsea is barren, but that just means the 7 things that are in Sandsea aren't required. I feel like a little bit of a broken record, but I'm just making... to sum up. Floha, where are you going?
Oh, Lep is checking mines because he skipped mines.
Yes. I think that... Floha doesn't have a statue in Desert, so he's going to LMF from Sandsea. That's hilarious.
You could have sent Lepe to for the Sandsea cubes and Flo in mines, but no.
Wait. Small key is in... second crawl space chest? Melrose doing a side hop that I don't know about. After all the stuff I said about Melrose being new and not knowing specific things, man, I really gotta not talk. I gotta just, like, say no words. But they're probably doing that RBM... yeah, I don't know what that RBM they were doing was. Bit warp? Was it a bit warp? Oh, it must have been a bit warp. I just saw them in Back in Time and assumed that it was on... the boss key was on shortcut chests, but, you know, me being a commentator, I don't know where keys are, because I don't pay attention. So... I just misread which RBM they were doing. Lepe's on 13 hearts? No. Oh, man. Lepe doing Skyloft Trial is going to be, he's gonna need a lot of bombs.
Well, couldn't Curse Metal help?
How so?
Don't you get more damage with Curse Metal?
No, I don't think so. No, I've never seen that. Like, Curse Metal just locks your pouch.
No, if it really... I think I confused myself. Wouldn't be the first time. Hi, I'm Senra.
Yeah.
I like to confuse myself.
Yes. That is
This
what
is
we
why
do
I
here
commentate.
on... That's what we do here on Skyward Sword Randomizer commentating. We confuse ourselves, make up small key locations, and
Make up items.
Make fun of the runners' routings before promptly realizing that they know more than we do in other locations, so...
Yeah.
Oh, did Melrose unintentionally die? Or was that a death warp? It couldn't have been a death warp because I saw them death warping forever ago. Yeah, the door's already unlocked, so I guess they died. Oh, he boomed himself while trying to blow up that box. Okay. If you blew it up, it should be gone. No, didn't get it. To be fair, this trick, the two runners that have done it already made it look a lot easier than it actually is. As far as bomb throws go, it's one of the more precise ones.
I think
You know, it's not 0%. It's not 35% skip, but it's definitely not easy.
Lepe now has 2 things he can do. RBM the trial Or check the cubes.
Or yeah, he also hasn't checked Dodo, I think, which is very unfortunate. You know, it's Dodo and the party wheel. Like, if you're coming to Linearu through mines, it's really tempting to just leave these checks, right? Because compared to everything else, they're so out of the way. Normally, when you come through mines, they're right here. They're easy to get, but when you come through caves, you have to walk all the way up here. Yeah. So, but when you leave them, and then you end up needing to come back and search this, you end up wasting time in the long run, so. Alright, Floha, I imagine we'll be doing the same exact routing as Melrose for this dungeon. Doing the bit warp to get the small key and then grabbing the boss key. Out of curiosity, why does Floha's bit magic file have 1 heart?
I have no idea. Probably because he saved his other file with 1 heart.
It's not a bit magic file. Is it a Skyloft RBM file? Skyloft Trial Reverse Bit Warp? I didn't see him make it, but it's hard to keep track of what 4 people are doing, so I might have missed that. Oh, it's his Tentala skip file. He made a Tentala skip file. That's right. Floha still trailing Melrose, like he has been for a little while. They did all 3 dungeons at the same time. And Floha wasn't searching Sandship. They both full cleared Sandship together. They both did Fire Sanctuary together. And now they're doing LMF together. And I think they should, I think they're probably good friends at this point. You know, they do everything together. Lepe going to Sand P. Here we go. Sad C incoming. Now it'll be interesting to see if he goes for cubes first or if he goes straight for the hint stone. God, both teams leaving the harbor cube is, unless Eminem got it. It's right there. I feel like you should grab it before doing Sandship, but Melrose got the harbor cube? Okay. I feel like Lepe and Flo both could have grabbed that cube before doing Sandship, knowing that they were still looking for a beetle, so.
That would be smart, though. And...
Well, you see, I can't make fun of Floha as readily as you can, so...
I mean, what's the worst he can do to me? Disqualify me from the race?
He can find you, and you won't survive it.
He actually has my address.
Uh-oh, you won't survive it.
I don't think my dog will let him. And when he is mean to my dog, everyone else will be mean to him because my dog is loved more than me. Hi,
True.
I'm Senra.
Dogs are nice. I like dogs. Floha didn't get it. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. I thought I heard the sound of it exploding, but there's supposed to be a cutscene, I believe, so... Yeah, cutscene. There we go.
Golden, that would imply that I don't
No.
that I'm not already in the basement.
Now, the question is Floha... I'm waiting for him to get this. Still waiting. There we go. Is Floha going to die before getting the boss key? Melrose died in this room, but it was doing the bomb trick. Floha almost died doing the bomb trick, but he is in prime condition to death warp, and he's death warping against his will. You hate to see it.
Or you love it, depending on who you bet.
True, I did bet 14,000 points on M&M, so... Mr. Mario going to Sandsea, leaving Sandsea. They were in Sandship, that's right. I thought they were checking Sandsea for the beetle. Floha and Melrose both also falling off the bridge here. You know, I said that they do everything together, but not only did they both die in that room and have to go back, but they both also fell off the bridge on their way back to this room. Floha, please. Floha, please. Floha, please. Yes, there is a sword on one of the hook beetle locked checks in Fire Node. So, they don't need the hook beetle, technically. But the other sword is on Skyloft Trial. So, if hook beetle is readily available, then they should do that instead. But if hook beetle is on a trial, then they might as well just do the Skyloft Trial. Which Mr. Mario is doing Skyloft Trial right now. Having Song of the Hero means that they won't have to do the reverse bit warp, which is good. Floha not dying. He forgot the lever he forgore. Grabbing it now. I was wondering why he was going with a conveyor belt. I was really confused. I thought I completely misremembered the way this conveyor belt went for a second. Ooh! Whoa! Wait! Where is that beetle? Oh, okay, that's the beetle that we know about.
One.
That's the one we know about. Okay. Whew. Whew. It's been so long since people were getting that beetle that I kind of forgot that it was there. What is Melrose getting the beetle for? Mining facility? Yeah, okay.
Why? Oh.
Did they run out of arrows?
Lip is not... Oh, right.
Oh,
Lip
did
is
Melrose run out of arrows and couldn't finish the dungeon? Oh no. That's so unfortunate. A vanilla Skyloft trial here. If we see Lepe do this trial, then I'm gonna need to watch because I still don't know the route for this trial. And don't think Mr. Mario does either. Though I could be wrong.
I just know Jesus Walk is in there.
Jesus Walk is a very fun trick. I mean, that's one that's not very hard to do on your own. Like, you see someone do it one time, you're like, oh, you can run across that and get that tier before you die. Okay, I see how I screwed up this route last time. I tried to do the correct route. Mr. Mario seems to know the correct route for Skyloft Trial. Mr. Mario seems to care about understanding how to do all of the tricks and routes in the speedrun. Getting caught, but that's fine. It's just a little bit of time loss. Maybe miss a cycle down the road. Epilogue getting loose crystals? Floha also ran out of arrows and had to go get the beetle? No!
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way that Floha and Melrose are not coordinating this. They're coordinating this. They have to be. If either runner had done the back in time stuff to get through the center of the map, would have been paying off now. You say it's a Floha moment, but Melrose did it first. So let's run through this real quick. So both Floha and Melrose entered Sandship. Floha a little bit behind. They both got the small key at the stern and chose to use it on Skirvo. They both died to Skirvo once. They both then did the incorrect routing in the exact same way in Sandship. After that, Melrose died to getting squished by the pistons in the engine room, so that's one place that they desynchronized a little bit. But then they both ended up last locationing. No, they did the last two checks in a different order, but then they both did Tentala skip. Then, both of them went to Fire Sanctuary. Both of them did the inner map bit warp to get to the boss key, grab the boss key. Both of them had their swords get stuck in the first phase of G2. And then they both went to LMF. They both did the exact same routing to get the small key. Both of them died in the locked room before getting the boss key.
Yes.
And then both of them, on their way back to the boss room to get the locked key, fell off of the bridge and voided out in the exact same place before getting the boss key. That's ridiculous. Yes, Mr. Mario is now in Go mode. Mr. Mario has all the swords they need and will be going to beat the game. Melrose, I think, is probably just going to go do the trial. According to our wonderful trackers, who I have faith in, Melrose still needs to grab a Song of the Hero piece. German Bingolords do know about Skyloft Trial. Lepilog is just trying to find... Lepilog was just trying to find find the beetle, because there was a beetle-locked sword. Unless Lepe doesn't, but...
This is a fast...
Lepe?
I don't think this was the last song of the hero part for Lepe.
Okay. Flo doesn't need to do his dungeons plural, he needs to beat Moldarak, and that's it. But, like, while Floha's doing that, Lepe is trying to see if he can find the beetle to speed up Floha's Go mode. And as trackers who have perspective from all four of these runners, we know that the beetle has to be Sans locked in some way. Whether that's Pirate's Cube or hinted on a trial in Shipyard, we don't know.
Just for clarification, this was not the last song of the hero part for Lepe.
Melrose also
He's
getting
doing
loose
the
crystals.
RBW now.
Yeah, he did get the last Song of the Hero part, but I think that was just like him checking it for his team in case it was the Beetle. Yes, KitKat being the only resource for how to actually play this game. Very nice. Especially the circles tutorial. It's very useful.
Little fun fact, KitKat, who did the setup for the circus, had a long chain. The problem of not getting circus at all.
Melrose getting 10 loose crystals here. I hope we don't see Floha do the same. Because I would just be done at that point.
They have things like Farron Trial and such. I mean, since when is the dosing correct?
I mean, looking at his file right here, it looks like he only has one.
It could be the file. It could be the trial dosing for Farron Trial.
Alright, Floha finishing Linear Mining Facility. We're probably gonna see Floha do 10 loose crystals now, just like Melrose. I can't believe that they followed this insane exact same path despite how much Lepe and Mr. Mario's routes diverged. Honestly, Floha... Lepe finding that last Song of the Hero piece is pretty good for Floha, because Floha supposedly has 2 Song of the Hero pieces, so that should be the last one he needs. But he does need 10 more crystals, so... no one found Heedle. No one checked Sensi. It has to be Sensi locked in some way. Either hinted in Sensi or behind one of the cubes that they didn't check. Lepe did check the Shipyard Cube and Skipper's Cube, so it would only be Pirate's Cube, or a trial.
And it is so Pirate's Cube or for Rose Courage. I think the first item, literally the first item we got.
Yes, Lepe did the Skipper's Cube. Yeah, Ferora's Courage was on Fledge. If Beetle was on Ferora's Courage this whole time, that's insane. If it was on the Farron Trial. Melrose with some honestly great routing for loose crystals. You know, loose crystals suck to do anyways, but if you have to do loose crystals, do it like Melrose.
It would be stupid to think otherwise.
Yeah, honestly at this point there is no chance that the other Song of the Hero piece would be, or the Song of the Hero piece. There's no chance that finding the Beetle would be faster, because the only 3 locations it can be, as far as we know, there could be something we're forgetting. Don't forget, comms are stupid. The only chance that Beetle is there's no chance Beetle's faster, because it's either on Pirate's Cube, which requires you to do the entirety of Pirate's Stronghold, which is barren, so there's no reason to do it, besides that, or it's on a trial. Floha grabbing the sword over here. He didn't have it yet. I would like to see if Floha and Lepe, if our German Bingolords, remember where 2 crystal packs are, because 10 loose crystals... I complimented Melrose on how fast they did 10 loose crystals, but it's still 10 loose crystals. It still sucks. If you can avoid it, you probably should. Unless the crystals are in awful places. Floha now just needs a sword for go mode. We'll see if he does loose crystals, or if he does... He leaves the digging after entering it immediately. That is also an option he has. Mr. Mario, finishing much further ahead of everyone else. We didn't comment about him entering Demise, but that is GG for Mr. Mario.
This is a cheat.
I
With an official time of 2 hours, 56 minutes, and 20 seconds.
I'm gonna be honest, I looked over at Mr. Mario's stream, saw that they were in Demise, and was supremely confused. I'd forgotten that Mr. Mario was so close to done. GG to Mr. Mario. Finishing much, much further ahead than anyone else, but we still don't know if Floha's crystal routing will work out here. Though to be fair, even if it does, Melrose is already entering the Skyloft trial, so...
As Sleepy finishes.
Lepe finishes the trial, has the sword, is in go mode. I mean, there's a reason that me and Pac-Man were writing down every single crystal pack that we found, because, you know, in situations like this where you don't know which crystal packs you got or your teammate got, it's nice to know, like, have a list of where all the ones are so you can just cross-reference it with things that you know that you've done. So... Lepe was on track to finish first. Lepe spent a lot of time looking for the beetle to help Floha. Floha's doing the reverse bit warp. Or they're getting loose crystals here on Lumpy. It could be Lumpy loose crystals, which... No... That's unfortunate. Now, Floha, on his webcam here, which I know that the chat can't see, but he doesn't seem too upset. He knows Mr. Mario finished. He's just chilling. So, this reverse bit warp, what are the chances that it's faster? Than getting 10 loose crystals? Because both are slow.
Lepelog opting to sit on a stool in the past to skip some interesting text boxes.
Yeah. I mean, those text boxes, by the time you heal 2 hearts, you're done with them, so... Unless you're only healing 1 heart, the text boxes don't lose you time.
Yes, they're annoying though.
Melrose not doing Jesus strats. No walking on water.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Melrose could also do that thing that new runners do all the time. Where they try and do the front hop past the fence and fail it for the entire 90 seconds that they have before their tier runs out. It looks like Melrose doesn't have a lot of experience in the Skyloft trial, and we touched on it earlier, and I got yelled at for it by probably somebody who watches Eminem, but there's definitely a lot of lack of experience here from Eminem that shows, and getting the fence hop pretty quickly, you know, making me eat my words, but you know, not doing Jesus strats, forgetting where that tier actually was. It's not perfect, but definitely better than you'd expect from somebody so new to Skyward Sword Rando. Yeah, Eminem really likes to make me regret saying things the moment after I say them. Floha entering Skyloft Trial as Melrose finishes. They're still a little bit synced up, but at this point, Floha's been behind Melrose since God knows when. They've been together since Sandship, and Floha's been behind since Sandship. So
nice calibrating things on the end screen.
wow, Flo getting the safety strats there. Personally, I don't like safety strats because if I don't do safety strats and then die, it's funny. So, win-win. Either I go fast or I get to laugh, get to chuckle. But yes, 2 trial Fungin Seed, potentially 3 trial if our runners hadn't known Whip Trick. Because Hook Beetle logically required, and
Yep.
there is a 60% chance, 2/3, 66, whatever. I said 60, but I know Yao will make fun of me if I don't clarify. That the Beetle's on a trial, because there are only 3 things we haven't seen. Two of them are trials that we haven't been hinted yet, and one of them is the
Possible
worst
beetle.
cube in the game. So, what a send-off to the round-robin stage of the co-op tournament. 2 hard required trials. Well, no.
Alka.
Maybe?
As long as we don't know if Beetle is truly on Pirate's Cube.
Temple of Time Cube can't have Hook Beetle.
Pirate's Cube. Yeah, but Temple of Time Cube can't have it.
A backflip? Aloha does this with a backflip? I've never seen
Yeah.
that.
Kid Cut was also confused yesterday about it. Just go around, Flo.
Flo.
Just go around.
Flo, do the fence. Do the fence, Flo. Flo, no. Monka stamina. I honestly don't think that there's much to attribute this loss to. I'd say that routing might have even been better for the Bingolords in a lot of places, especially early on. I commented about how one of the runners for Eminem did the one with claw shots, mind you. That's important in context for this is the runner with claw shots, instead of doing the claw shot lock things in Farron, GG to Epilogue, by the way.
G.
Flohan Go
And
mode.
while Flora enters Go mode.
Instead of doing the Farron locked, the cube lock thing, ooh, I can't talk anymore. I've been talking for too long. Instead of doing the claw lock things in Farron Woods, the Melrose decided to do clean cut to farm money for things on Beetle, and even if they had bought Spiral Charge and cleared Beetle's shop, which they didn't have the wallet capacity for anyways, it netted them the same amount of checks, and the fact that Melrose was the one with claw shots, Melrose really should have been the one to go to Farron, so... I'm still of the opinion that M&M getting Bow early didn't give them any kind of advantage. They did it at the same time, and it was something we had to think about when we were discussing, you know, which team looked further ahead, that something Floha and Lepe had to do. I think they did it at a good time, for sure. But at the same time, doing clean cut and delaying the claw shot lock stuff when your partner doesn't have claw shots yet, I don't like that. But at the same time, you know, they're winning, they're ahead, and they did manage to get the bow at a convenient time. So in Rando, it's hard to know how these kind of things will go. And honestly, the sword placements were terrible this seed.
Yeah.
Lepe finished after Melrose. I'd like to point out that if Melrose takes a death to Horde here, this race is close all of a sudden. Like, if Melrose gets sniped, or killed by the Stalfos, or billied, I guess there are 3 options. Oh yeah, Mel should have Fairy. You're right. Surely Mel has Fairy. They're not playing like it, though. Melrose not getting billied on the Stalfos. We'll see if they can get past the final boss of the game, the Archers. And it looks like, yeah, they should be good. Unless they get billied here, but given how careful they were with the Stalfos, I believe we'll see them take their time here as well. Yeah, I mean, Flo has caught up, and if I had to pick a reason, you know, not actually knowing the reason why Flo's catching up, I'd say it's probably to do with, just the not doing the loose crystals and just a little bit better on Skyloft Trial. And, you know, that also, saying that Flo has a chance to catch up here also takes into account that Flo would have a great Horde. So, it's on Flo to execute as much as it is on Melrose to fail. But it's not out of the question. A death to Girahim in the last phase or so could really screw this up. Can you imagine, for 1 second, that Floha hadn't run out of arrows in LMF.
Oh boy.
Because both Melrose and Floha ran out of arrows, had to leave LMF. Yeah, CJ Lepe did show his integrity text. Melrose doesn't look like they'll be dying to Garahim 3. Horde was shaky, and they still probably have a fairy. Floha not getting hard skip. It was worth mentioning that the race wasn't over, but what? Why did I say something? What? Okay, they did have a fairy though, as expected. Melrose isn't gonna die to G3 even if they don't have a fairy. And then immediately. No horde skip on Floha. And I didn't miss Floha using his fairy, correct? He still has it?
I hope. Maybe.
Melrose entering Demise at 3:12:17. I didn't do that for the other two runners because I wasn't watching when they entered Demise, so. I was wondering why CJ really wanted Melrose to choke, but then I remembered that his tournament bracket life is on the line here.
Yeah. A tad. Just a tiny tad.
Floha's fairy coming out here.
Yes.
Struggling with the blue Boko a bit, but to be fair, who doesn't? This blue Boko is it's like Tentalus, but not Tentalus in any way. I hate them both. Both of them use their fairies still wanting to copy each other. I guess, yeah. I'd say that the horde, the end games are a little too different to say the copying's still going on, but GG to Melrose, and that marks the end of Floha's life. Floha's dead in the tournament.
So is CJ.
So is CJ. So is 64-bit Link. So is Lepe.
Oh, 7 soldiers.
And I.
You're for top.
And I get some cool points from my bet. GG though to Eminem. They will be advancing to the bracket stage. Can we just think about this for like a second here? Eminem, who should be showing up here in a second for an interview. I don't know if we're waiting for Floha to be done, but they came into this tournament complete newbies, and I was excited to see the new team. You know, I love seeing new players in SSR, and they had no expectations placed on them, honestly.
And I think that kind of saved them.
Yeah,
from all the expectations.
They managed to beat a lot of teams that they really were never expected to beat, and despite having never raced before this, I believe, before this tournament started, they're advancing to the bracket stage ahead of 4 teams that, with a lot of runners who are established and have played a lot. So, you know, shoutouts to Eminem for just coming in here and destroying. I feel like, you know, having that Ocarina of Time experience and just having the dedication to learn all of these insane tricks. Melrose already knowing Tentalus skip, Mr. Mario knowing a bunch of obscure RBMs that I'd never expect them to know. A lot of work went into them getting ready for this tournament. Pretty sick. And hello to our runners.
GG.
GG.
Oh, now I did just give you guys a lot of praise. Melrose, I think you should look up some like sandship routing.
I
Well,
will like
Melrose
that
isn't
to
here,
him
but-
because he's not here. He had something to go to.
And you too, Floha.
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Oh yeah, no, same thing. You did the
You-
exact same chance routing as Melrose.
Yeah.
That means it's
Your
good,
routing
right?
was
'Cause both
as
of
much
us
of
did
a...
I would like to, before we begin the actual interview and talk about the race in actuality. Floha entered Sandship just after Melrose. Both of them grabbed the small key. Both of them died to Skirbo,
Oh wow.
then beat Skirbo. Both of them did the exact same incorrect Sandship routing. Incorrect as in it's slower to do the generators the way that you did. Specifically the generators.
Okay, well, Mel
Um,
realized that he fucked up the generators, so
Oh, okay.
he was like,
Well,
"Oh shit." Yeah.
You, Floha, and Mel ended up doing the exact same routing anyways. Then they both went to Lanayru mining facility. They both did the same bit warp, grabbed the key. They both died in the room with the boss key. They both voided out on the way back to the boss key, just like
Oh
missing a
my
jump or getting
God.
knocked off. They both ran out of arrows and had to leave
What?
LMF to get the beetle.
No way.
Yes.
Ow!
And your Fire Sanctuary routing was also... They also did Fire Sanctuary at the same time. And the entire time, Floha was just, like, a good bit behind. And Floha didn't start catching up until the end, where Floha did the reverse bit warp instead of 10 loose crystals.
Is that
If
really
Floha
fast?
did 10 loose crystals, I was gonna lose my mind.
Oh God, no!
We figured that 10 loose crystals was faster than doing the bit warp.
No, the bit warp's 100% faster if you know it.
I'm not sure about that, honestly.
Yeah, we know the bit warp, but we were like, I think it's faster to just get 10 crystals because we have beetle and claw shots and stuff.
Yeah, it's... Floha and Melrose were just doing the exact same thing for so long. And it was a little weird to watch because there were so many times where Melrose did something, I'm like, oh, this is Floha's chance to catch up, and then Floha did the exact same thing.
Nice.
For comedy.
To quote...
GG.
Yeah, GG. To quote Raid, Floha and Melrose are so often in the same dungeon in the same time, they should be best friends by now. Like, you both scouted Fire Sanctuary, did something else, came back, finished Fire Sanctuary. It was glorious.
It was actually the same feed. You know, Melrose and me are actually the same person.
Oh shit.
So
This is
I
why
would like
Melrose
Secrets
is-
unravel.
I'd like to make sure the interview isn't, just asking Floha about all of the fun things he did. But Lepe, how many locations did you have left to look for Beetle at the end there? Out of curiosity.
Beetle.
I forgot about the trials because I thought I only had the Sharkhead Cube left.
Yeah, it was Sharkhead Cube
But-
and both those trials were
Unless I-
hinted in Sansi because every hint was
Missed-
checked except that one.
You didn't get the Sansi cubes, right? It could be on those.
No, Lepe did get the Sansi cubes.
Bing.
So Lepe
Oh, wow.
was way ahead of everyone, but instead
Okay.
of finishing the game, Lepe elected to try and find the beetle for Floha.
That's fair.
I believe that's what you were doing. Yes.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, I don't know. I had all the other stuff left, and I kind of figured.
Yeah, here on comms, we were
I kind of
pretty sure
figured
that
whatever
the
the
only
hint
places...
says, like after it was done with everything, it could be. It.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
the Skyloft trial was inevitable. Thinking about the 3 locations that were left, you either had to do Sharkhead Cube, or a different trial. So, doing Skyloft Trial was
Yeah.
the best option anyways.
And I mean,
Beetle was
different
just such a better
trial,
race.
at that point, you're not actually saving any time, because, I mean,
GG to Floha.
especially with Trial Randomizer, that other try could just be other trial. So,
Yeah,
That
and
would suck.
you ended up doing the 2 fastest trials, so it would have just lost time to get the Beetle,
Yeah.
no matter where it was. And just Sansi being Baron too didn't help.
oh wait.
Lepe, did you at any point remember that LMF was Baron?
Yes, after I did it.
Yeah.
I was like,
We figured right
That was
after you
something.
grabbed those 2 checks. Luckily, the boss key placement kind of saved you.
yeah, the boss key placement was really helpful.
You only ended up doing the Bellows room after finding the boss key, so.
Yeah.
And again, Lepe was in go mode way before anyone else. But I mean, he never did the trial because he was waiting in for Floha to catch up a little bit. But it ended up being a pretty close race, honestly. If Melrose had died in Horde, it could have been down to the end. So
Yeah, I'm glad it was
Praise-
close in the restream.
yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious that Eminem was going to win. Like, there was just a bit of a light of hope for Floha. Because, like I said, Floha was just following Melrose behind, like, 3 minutes. 3 minutes behind Melrose the entire time. Doing the exact same thing, making the exact same mistakes. It was...
And we thought we were
Um,
getting so behind because of the mistake, but I mean, you're not behind if your opponent does it as well.
Yeah.
I was honestly really figuring out that you would have been done by long, because I don't know, Lepa's been in almost go mode except for a sword for like over an hour probably, and I just had to catch up so much.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really bad, but it was really because of the beginning, because there was like so much kind of in a chain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Alright,
know.
so Melrose didn't show up
It
for an
wasn't
interview,
much.
if anyone hasn't caught on. So, an early routing question I had was... I believe it was Melrose who got claws first, right?
Yep.
On your team. Melrose, instead of checking the claws lock things in Farron, did clean cut for money.
Yeah, for beetle sots.
Beetle sots? Okay. But at that point, we didn't know about the sots on, or the bow on Elden Trial, so you wouldn't have known the Din's power. Okay. Beetle sots kind of corrects that play in my eye. Because I didn't see the Beetle sots because I'm a commentator and we miss him.
It's in our job description. Missing everything that's going and just talk about the runners and joke around.
Because in my mind, Melrose had the claws, so Melrose should have been doing the claws stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Beetle being sots. Yal has a question. Why did you end up doing the Elden Trial at the same time? Just because it was convenient, or?
Because we both needed to do it anyways, and if we both did it at the same time, then like we would still be the same distance apart, basically.
Yeah, it's at the time it was like one of you could have still been looking for things, but you both had to do that at some point anyways. So
Yeah, we already figured that Mel
You
was
were-
going
you were
into
right
Fire
there.
Sanctuary and I was doing Elden, so
Okay. Floha, what was that setup for the hop for the bottle chest in Fire Sanctuary?
Don't ask me. I wish I knew.
Because
I
the
tried to
most
explain.
confusing
It was
confusing
no
part,
setup. I tried to do the normal setup, and I don't know.
the most
some reason,
confusing
Link
part
was like,
to all of us was
no
the
side
fact
hops
that it
for you.
worked.
sorry,
The
what?
fact that it worked was the most confusing part. The fact that you actually made it.
I don't ask me. I'm don't ask me.
Okay.
Oh, one thing really
Yeah.
quickly, I checked the hint stone in the Sansi. Lineru trial is dead and Farron trial is a beetle.
Okay.
I knew it.
Nice.
I damn knew it.
Oh, another question from chat. Floha, where did you learn to do the Skyloft fence backwards, like the backflip, to get past the fence? I've never seen that.
I've learned it back in 2017, I think. But
That's kind of what I thought about the Fire Sanctuary thing. But like just like an old
No,
setup.
that wasn't.
no, that was not an old
I don't
thing.
think-
Okay.
That was never an any percent. You see,
Yeah.
the thing that wasn't like the really old any percent, where it was like, okay, I was able to do that, but no, for Fire Sanctuary we always did like the backflip or just directly jump down in the room with the claw shot target.
Okay, yeah, because it was interesting to say the least. You need to line the Wii remote up with the door. Did you not?
I
Like, put the
was
Wii
not
remote
able
over
to
the
see the door.
Oh, you weren't? Because from what we could tell, your cursor was on the door. We thought you were like lining up the cursor with the door.
Oh,
Maybe
do
I
you mean
described
the
it weird because I actually do a different setup. I don't line up with the door. I line up
Oh,
with
okay.
something that's like in the distance.
Hey, that's what I
And-
do.
Oh wow.
It's like a crest or something. I still don't have.
I think it's
still
just
have
a
no
door.
No,
In the very back.
He could see the door, CJ. It was
Oh, maybe.
it was just because that's why it was so confusing. That's why we thought it was some kind of ancient setup because he was lining up his cursor with the door from what we could tell. And then it kind of looked like he didn't know the setup for a second, and then it worked, and we didn't know if he didn't know the setup or if he was using a weird one. So the fact that it worked is honestly the best part. And I think that's all of the. I think I had one more question that I wrote down. Oh, not a question. You don't need to kill the Staldra in Linear Mining Facility map room. I don't know if it was
Oh,
you
yeah.
or Melrose that killed them.
That was
but
me.
You can just walk past them.
I
By the
swear
way-
KitKat killed them in the routing video.
He might have.
There's a task chat made to check which trial is behind Pharaoh's Courage. We know it's Beetle.
The Never trial.
Ah. You're checking right now?
I just got Torpedo.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
It's like
Gonna get that
Yeah, no.
TMS.
like really, just honestly, even from Floha, even though we made so much fun just now, just really solid play overall. Surprisingly close race.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely sweating when we saw Lepalug finish.
How much would you have been sweating if you saw Lepalug finish, like an hour earlier?
Very much. Very much so.
I don't know if it would have been an hour, but
I don't think so,
Uh,
because, like,
I
It,
love the play to look for
you're
a
just in
beetle.
go mode when you finish LMF. It's just how early you get to do that.
The beetle was in such an unfortunate location that Lepalug looking for the beetle for so long didn't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if I would have found out where it is, Scarlet Trial RBM would have. RBW would have still been the better option.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Shipyard Hintstone strikes again.
It's a good hint still.
It's a good hintstone. It's really funny
I
when they put
disagree.
it in the Baron Sansi.
Yes. I mean, I really would have preferred for it to be Sharkhead Cube. But
I feel like Sharkhead Cube is going to be longer than a trial.
yeah, because of that. Like, Baron Sansi, but the cube that's the most out of the way is required.
And it's hard to route in that hintstone if Sansi is Baron because it's easy to do it between skippers and pirates. It's on the way. But if you have no reason to go to Sansi, you're sailing into Sansi forever to check a hintstone. So
Yeah.
at least the cubes kind of gave you a reason to be there, but Baron Sansi with the hintstone requiring something, classic SSR.
Classic full clear.
I mean, Flo told me a bunch of times to go do the hintstone, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do all the other quick checks here first, so.
And I mean, the only difference that it would have made was you would have made Eminem very scared by finishing very early.
Yeah.
Now remember that was actually something that was logically hard required. This beetle.
For
Yep.
both LMF and Fire Sanctuary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pain.
Very
To-
funny.
To quote my comment from this race, if you're looking for the definition of hot garbage, look no further. You've just found it with this seed.
Yeah, now imagine the seed could be even better if you moved the Fire Sanctuary boss key just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. That would have been so bad.
Put it on Magma Mit's check. Boom. The seed is infinitely better.
Infinitely better. I mean, it was already kind of bad when Mel had to double dip Eldin just to get the cube to get Magma Mitts to go back and get the boss key.
Yeah, I mean this. At least seed had to quote a Yao comment from a long time ago. At least the bad seed had the decency to tell you about third small key chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it
guess.
was after we did all that we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I need to get going soon here. So if there was any other questions for us,
No, the only thing for you specifically was nostalgias, but just GG, you've impressed just
think
about
Yal
everyone.
had a question.
Good luck in the playoff.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yal had a
GG's.
question for Mr. Mario.
Yeah, GG's and good luck.
Yao
I'll see
question?
you, Ragtag
Yao question
Yag.
for Mr. Mario?
Yeah. The question was why do the trial for both at the same
Yeah,
time?
we asked that question. We covered that
Oh,
question.
yeah, sorry.
Okay.
There's nothing else. And thanks for the restream. And I'll see you guys.
Yeah. So now this is the end of the group stage of this tournament right now. So it has been decided. We now have the top 4 of the tournament. So the matches will be Ragtag Yag against M&M and the Masters of Camouflage against British Stargate.
So far, it is up for debate, but
Oh, it's
look-
actually decided now. It has just been announced.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was just announced that first seed is Ragtag Yag, second seed is Masters of Camouflage, third seed is British Stargate, who Twisted beat, by the way. Just a fun bracket round robin nonsense. And Eminem in 4th place. So we're going to be having Ragtag Yag versus Eminem as and the Masters of Camouflage versus British Stargate as the first rounds of the bracket. The winners of those will move on to a final, which is probably best of 3, given
Yes.
how things have been so far.
Yes, it is best of 3.
Best of
It
3
is a
final,
best of
right?
3 finals.
Not brackets, just the finals. Okay.
Just for
Yeah.
finals, yeah.
Finals
So-
are semi-finals are best of 1, and grand finals are best of 3.
If Eminem wins this, that'd be a heck of a first
Okay.
tournament.
So matches are not scheduled yet, of course, but they can be scheduled right now. So some of these matches can happen during this week actually. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on schedule. The matches that will happen are the 2 semi-finals matches and the at least 2 matches for the grand finals. I don't know if there will be a bronze match actually, but the finals are definitely BO3. So yeah.
Yeah, before we go out here, maybe just for my side real quick, I actually had really fun in this tournament. It was I've done 2 solo tournaments for this rando now, and this co-op tournament was honestly so much fun. Maybe because we just played literally everyone. I really like the format and everything. I know I'm basically giving myself credit for this now, which is kind of dumb. Because I'm part of the Racing Council. But no, I really like this tournament, and yeah, I hope that the community is up for more co-op stuff in the future.
As long as it doesn't have cubes. I hate cubes.
Cubes are great. Cubes are great.
I
for
agree.
co-op.
Cubes can be fun.
They can be fun. They can also make you look for the whip for an hour, or the bellows for an hour.
I mean, that can
Or hook beetle.
normal render can do that as well.
Yeah. So I also think that the fact that you are talking to someone for the entire race is also good. That's part of the fun of co-op.
Yeah, I agree.
Depends on the person.
Well, is there something you want to tell me?
No.
Oh boy.
Okay, so that's it for Skyward Sword tonight. There are quite a lot of other things going on the SR this week. There are some A Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup tournament matches coming up this week. There is a match on Monday and a match on Tuesday night for brackets on the Challenge Cup. And the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Random Settings League finals are coming up pretty soon. It's still not scheduled, but it should be happening during the next week or the week after that one. And next weekend we have a 3D remake Zelda relay race. So it's 5 games, 2 teams, and 10 hours of free stream. So quite a lot of things to watch. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone, and see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
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 Bye. Oh.